Okay, so we're live. I was planning on doing the daily bread reading, in which we're doing 1 Corinthians. We're at 1 Corinthians 1 5, I believe, fifth or sixth chapter. You can go to my playlist. This is not going to be. It's not going to be one of the Christian topics. Just having some fun. I want to invite some people, if you're kind and respectful, on. I was actually just going to start looking at YouTube shorts and just commenting on them. And if we can get some more people on here, then, it'll just be a good talking piece. At this point, I don't mind where the conversation goes for this stream. It's just a fun stream. I, I was going to watch YouTube shorts anyways, so I may as well watch it and laugh online. But it would be more fun if people would show up. Bruce, unfortunately, for me, not unfortunately for him, is doing a stream probably between 8 and 10. So by the time that ends, I'll probably already be finished. I'm just playing with my toys here until the family gets home, and that's roughly in 1 hour. So that's why I decided to come on here and do this. There's a lot of the people. There's a good 10 people at Bruce's side of the woods on his channel, Bruce Sees All, that like to follow the daily bread. So I just gonna hold off on that, or maybe I don't know. I'll see. I'll see if I can. I don't know, guys. We will see what will happen. I'm off for the next couple of days as weekend off. I just worked today and I go back to work Tuesday. So I have some days off, and I promise you I will be getting back into the daily Bible readings with you guys. Just going to my channel for a second. All right, let's just start sharing. While we wait. Hey, LA. Look, we can pop up right now. I'll pop you up. This might be a perfect time to have an hour conversation, because I was just going to watch YouTube shorts, but the conversation will likely be a lot more interesting, and I'll change the title if it's necessary. So just give me 1 second. Doing a shameless plug for my channel. Very important. And then I will invite you on. Glad you showed up. All right, so this is the one that's playing, blah, blah, blah. Where is... Sometimes I draw a blank on how I actually get to... for your channel. There it is. Okay, sorry, I was drawing a blank. Just wanted to go here, go to the playlist. I do have, some organization in the material that I have. So we did already go through daily bread readings of the Gospel of Matthew. Then we did Acts, Romans, the Gospel of John. So that is, the Bible is read through, Acts is read, all through from start to end, all of these. I add commentary, stuff that I've learned, ideas, things to create a conversation as well with the verses for Christians that, just to benefit from us talking about these things that we enjoy, or, people that are trying to just get into the Bible. The way I usually comment, because I'm not a pastor, didn't go to seminary, I'm not a teacher, I'm just a Christian, and Christians are supposed to talk about their faith and what they learn. So this is my way of putting out this Christian content to help me to do my daily readings, and to have some other people that might not be too keen to have ever opened up the Bible, but at least they're showing up and I'm reading it to them, and I'm kind of, talking about the stuff that I've learned in my faith. I'm very careful. Hey, if mistake comes, call me out, fellow Christians. Not perfect, not a teacher. just somebody sharing his faith, and this is how I do it. So there's the book of Revelation. We've gotten to the first churches, so we haven't dived deep into it. This will be the last one I'll concentrate Revelation in our going through the Bible. I got great biblical archaeology. I got 2 on Sodom. I'm thoroughly convinced it's the spot. And the other one is based on Joel Richardson's archaeological discovery. It's not him that discovered it, but he went on a trip to Saudi Arabia where you have the real Sinai, you have the Rock of Horeb, you have all these archaeological sites that are in Saudi Arabia. I think 2018, they started opening up these actual biblical historical sites. And now, things have stopped now because of the war, obviously, but there was actual Christian tourism that was starting to happen. 1 John, Epistle of Jude, the Book of Hebrews, and this is the 70-week prophecy of Daniel. Okay, that happened in history, extremely accurate to the T, to the very year that Messiah would show up. 1 Peter, Gospel of Mark. There's still a lot other videos that I have. My site was an older fasting and keto. So it was pretty much fasting and intermittent fasting and ketogenic diet. I tried I eat like highly carnivore and stuff. I can go like long periods without actually having any plant food or anything, but just some that I enjoy. And I'm not going to get into carnivore reasons and all that stuff. But if you look at all of these ones, it's all on diet. It's all on my weight loss journey from like 225 pounds to 170. And yeah, so they just keep on going. And then I start doing a little bit more Christian content here and there once in a while. So it's a little bit more mixed up. There's some debates. There's some heated moments in these debate periods. My experience with a truther community that was anti-Christian, that was a whole like experience in this version. And then after I decided to up my Christian game because I think that I was, talking a lot and not walking enough. And so I rededicated myself. All my lives go here. I haven't been consistent with my Monday 6 p.m. Eastern streams, but those are on ketogenic diets, intermittent fasting, low carb, any of these kind of things. So I just want to, throw that out there. And yeah, we got some weird stuff. We got some alien stuff going on, in there, secret societies, the keto streams, every Monday. Try and mix it up, studying giants, aliens, gods, Shroud of Turin. I've done a lot on that here. This one too, about Nephilim, fallen angels. So it is kind of themed quite a bit with Christianity, but I am completely open, especially to have actual people here that I can be a good host, and they can, talk about things that might be interesting for the channel, and so I would like this to become a channel that interviews. It's hard. No, I'm not going to get any big people, unfortunately, but persistence and the fact that I'm doing this just for fun and that it's not really upsetting me that I can't. It's not really upsetting me. It'd be fun. I'm trying to make it grow, but I'm not expecting miracles. We already got a good enough little community already, so I'm happier than I can ever want. I'm so grateful. Cool. So I just posted a StreamYard link, LA. please feel free to join. Rod R, jump on. Only way I'm kicking you is if your volume becomes echoey and you can't figure it out. You're out of here. Yeah. LA's been sending me some good as well. Kind of clips and stuff. I had to message her a few days ago because I was feeling bad. I was like, listen, I was playing a lot. I had a lot of time off over the last 3 months. I had taken all my vacations with my granddaughter. I had taken time off, a leave of absence without pay, just to spend, kind of like, a mother and father, when they first get a child into the house, they want to spend, like a paternity kind of thing. But now I'm back at work. No more playing around. So that's why I'm not doing the daily breads yet as frequently as I was doing it over. I mean, I was streaming like crazy. I was having way too much fun. Yeah. Hello, my lady. How you doing in LA? Press mute on your main page. Yeah. Hello, my lady. How you doing in LA?
Okay.
Coming on also, Rod. What up, LA? Do you hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm
Okay. I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm doing a
Keep
test.
on talking. Yeah, go test. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
So the delay is throwing me off.
There's a delay.
Yeah, I have to figure that out. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm. We got G Slayer in the house. We got Rod R, LA. So like this stream is just a miscellaneous stream. It's a open panel. You guys can come on. We can go anywhere we want with stuff. I wasn't sure how many people were going to show up, so I was just going to look at YouTube, TikToks and stuff like that, and laugh at them. G Slayer, feel free to join as well, guys. I'm just going to play the first one while we're trying to fix LA's technical volume issues. All right. Yeah, so hippos.
Insane. Their body is covered in scars and gashes, and they still charge towards a pack of young lions. At least a dozen of them watch as the hippo antagonizes 3 cubs, holding them down with the standoff of the ages. With that gashed left eye, there's no wonder the lions don't want to risk it. Just the way it stares them down is chilling. It even jumps at one of the predators and scares it away with a laugh. What a monster. I have never seen a more...
Yeah, it's like really surprising and stuff like that. Like we kind of, assume like, oh yeah, that animal, imagine like, lions and tigers, like they're the king. There's some like really crazy animals, man, that are so ferocious. Like sometimes you see like gazelles, man, they're just like, stabbing, the tiger with their horns and just getting obliterated. Like these hippos, like they run really fast. So
you've been like this for how many years? 10 years.
Yeah, so chiropractors, I don't know, man. I have like a fear of chiropractors. Like I've heard some horror stories about freaking, people getting really hurt by chiropractors. But the ones that you see on here, like, looks like they can do some major miracles here with your back. I'm having horrible back issues at the moment. I have spinal stenosis on cervical. I had my laminectomy and stuff a couple of years ago. That must be 5 years ago. And then after the bottom has also spinal stenosis and stuff like that. It's never caused much problems. Like this one, I needed surgery because it was pinching way too much. The legs have been numb. It's called like a neuropathy and stuff like that. So the compression, really low on my back there. um, it's compressing some of the nerves that are just not for your motor function, but just for your sensation, like your sensory nerves and stuff like that. So my legs have been numb here, kind of like, falling asleep sensation, pins and needles and stuff like that. And sometimes it aches and burns and stuff like that. There's nothing really you can do to minimize degenerative bone disease and stuff like that. I mean, I'll try and do some prolonged fasting. That'll definitely over the days reduce the inflammation. Because fasting is a healing process. You can definitely just stop putting stuff into your body and get into a fasted state. That's my best chance at trying to do some self healing as well. There's also things that I should be checking into. I'm trying to think. It's MK4. I'd have to talk to JD. Haven't gone into nutrients in a while, but K2 is, among other things, it signals calcium to go into appropriate locations. Okay. If it doesn't, if you have a deficiency in K, I think MK4, I hope I'm not wrong. Vitamin K2 is a subdivision is MK4. So yeah, I would say, definitely need to make sure that I'm not deficient in MK4 to try and slow down this stupid spinal stenosis. But it doesn't seem like it's doing very well. I've become lethargic, not lethargic, like lazy, lush when it comes to sports and exercise and activity and stuff like that because of my neck. Can't do the weights that I used to, even the light weights. Now I'm trying, to walk more, but I'm still gonna have to do. It doesn't matter if you have pain. The worst thing to do is to stop getting physical. But I had like leg weakness because the flare up's really bad, and I'm like, man, like now it's affecting like the motor function because now my legs are weak. So I don't know. I'm thinking of going to talk to. Just while I'm at work, just go through the emergency room, put my name down, and get a CT scan, or better than that, MRI. But look at these things, man. Some of these things are.
I have never seen a more
pretty impressive.
powerful hippo.
So you've been like this for how many years?
10.
10 years. And you've gotten MRIs, X-rays. They don't know what's wrong with you. Very good.
Yeah, that's what I'd be scared. Be like, okay, this might work, but he might break my neck.
That felt good.
It's okay. It's okay. Just relax on here.
It's like a friggin'
Did you feel it crack
emotional
all the way down?
experience
Yeah.
for him.
Even where it was tight all these years?
Yeah.
How's the pain in your low back feel right now?
Yeah, I feel good right now.
Okay, I
How's your
need
low
a
back pain
I
right
need a
now?
chiropractor and a towel. What I'll do is the next person. Okay, I'm just going to tell my son, look at this. There's 4 of them. I'll show you them, and I think that's enough. You're going to do exactly this for me. Write in the chat if I should have my son, just do 4 videos of chiropractic and then fix his dad. I think it's a great idea.
We are here in Fort Lauderdale on 20 meter, about to do my very first outdoor high dive of the season. Look over the ledge I'm about to jump from.
No, I can't do that. I can't do that. My instinct is like, I can't do all this crazy jumping out of parachute stuff, jumping high distances like that. I don't know. No, bungee, that's not my thing. Like, I'm the kind of guy that if I'm on an area that is so high and technically I can jump, the fact that I know that, like, hey, like, technically somebody could just say screw this and jump over it, it freaks me out. I have a panic attack. I have to be like encaged on the top of a building, for example, lots of buildings, right? You're right there, man. It's like the support is right up to your chest, and it's super windy because you're so high. And just that, I'm like on the ground, just like, and I feel like the actual high rise is moving, and with the winds that are high on there, I feel like, like I might get blown off too, you know. So kudos to her, because this is
I am really freaking out, you guys. This is an unnatural entry, so wish me luck. Mwah.
and she hits the other one. Listen to the smack. There was a one I was listening to yesterday about it, and it was giving me even more because it wasn't open air. It was like in a building and stuff like that. And she was saying, like, a lot of the times they practice, they go up so that they get, that used to being up there and not have that natural fear, and kind of do their movements, on top like that. Because at that height, practicing their stuff at that height, like, you're not jumping off of there for your training like 30 times or something like that, because each time you're hitting at about 100 kilometers an hour. So they were saying it's quite an impact actually on your whole body. It's like getting like pounded every time. So they were saying, yeah, like most athletes at that height and stuff like that, they don't jump excessively, because
you were saying something about how women do a lot more to get ready for the date.
They get their hair done, they get their makeup done, they get their nails done. Guys, they get a haircut, they take a shower.
No. If a guy is asking a girl out on a date and she finds him attractive, she finds him valuable, he's got confidence, he's got game, all that kind of stuff, and she says yes to going on the date with him, he prepared himself to become that kind of man for years in advance. All you have to do as a woman is just show up put on your makeup and just show up to the date. The guy has to work on his career to be able to take you out to a nice dinner. If you're into fit guys, he's got to spend years in the gym working on his physique. He's got to make something of himself so that he's successful and has confidence. There's years of work that go into it beforehand.
You were saying something about how women do a lot more.
What do you agree with that one? That's very true.
To get ready for the date.
They get their hair done, they get their makeup done, they get their nails done. Guys, they get a haircut, they take a shower.
No. If a guy is asking a girl out on a date and she finds him attractive, she finds him valuable, he's got confidence, he's got game, all that kind of stuff.
Like, I find that what's happening is that a lot of this younger generation, because I do watch whatever podcast sometimes just for fun, just to like keep an eye on the culture, because I'm aware of the liberation of sex. I have sex and Tinder and all these apps. Everyone's just going, swiping, going one night standing, and all of this stuff, and guys will have sex with you. Okay, the majority of guys will have sex with you. They'll put you in two categories. I will definitely have sex with her if I have a chance, and I would not date her. And then there's the other girl that right away he's still going to hope to try and have sex, but he's willing to date. Now, if that first girl, gives it to him, he's not going to interested. He's just going to like, oh, okay, great. And he might go hang and do this for a while, but he's not taking you of any value. And then after you have the other one that makes that guy wait, and you know what? She'll probably lose a lot more guys, because the guys are just in it for that. But they recognize that girl as something more valuable to date. So if you like, I'm just going by whatever here. I'm not talking about like all ladies, but like this is like kind of what's in the front of social media as cultures. These girls that do not want to be traditional wives, but they want to have traditional men. and I've heard this on this podcast many times, and I think, he makes a point.
And she says yes to going on the date with him. He prepared himself to become that kind of man for years in advance. All you have to do as a woman is just show up to put on your makeup and just show up to the date.
Yeah, and it's like, the culture was, the men paid for things. It was, the men were chivalrous, right? Opening the door. That was not disrespect. That was like, a man's affection, treating you as a beautiful flower, precious, a jewel. Okay, so I'm still that kind of guy that will open the door. Well, I'll open the door for everybody, men and women. It's a polite thing to do. But anyways, this podcast is actually pretty interesting for all age groups. They often pit like the extremes, like the OnlyFans girls and escorts on one side. They talk about their dating. They talk about these things, and then there's other ones sitting on the left of Brian, and he ends up just like they're more conservative. They might be religious, just so there's like a little bit of contrast. Let me go see LA. Hey, LA, everything working?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I
And-
hear you well.
Okay, and no echo anymore?
No echo.
Okay, so I figured it out. Thank you for being patient. I've been
All right.
listening. I've been listening to what you're saying. I don't know this channel you're talking about, like this channel that you have up on right now. That guy. I don't
Check
know.
it out.
Yeah, I don't know who they are. I'm not interested, honestly.
No.
I don't know anything about these OnlyFans type
Well,
people.
I'm telling you, it's not something that I would think that I'm interested either. But I have a concern because I still have youths and stuff. I'm concerned about like our children,
Right.
the next generation and stuff like that. And it is just a crystal clear mirror of how it's functioning, like sex now. How does that work now?
Yeah.
Dating, how does that work now? All of these things, and the culture is changing, right? With ideologies and stuff like that. So it's really important to see how they're like. I don't know, man. It's scary to see, and it's worth watching the responses to our youths because they're in their 20s, and
So
we
here's
have
my question.
daughters that are 20s and stuff, and like I don't like if he pops up in my feed, it's worth watching. But yeah,
I have a question for you,
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah.
I understand your kids are very young. They're not even of age like teenagers yet, right? You have
no.
babies.
So I have when I met my wife, she had 4 children. Okay, she got divorced. The father, was the present like every second weekend he'd be there. So we had she got separated. I was a family friend, and I always knew Michelle and the family friend and stuff like that. We kind of hooked up, just just happened to visit her at that time, and she was separating, and we got it off. So we started, just going out on weekends a little bit. I was in my 20s. I was like 22. Okay,
Yeah.
and we end up like I move in with them. What do I know? 22-year-old guy with 4 kids that hate you because you're not my dad. That was like a Jerry Springer, Dr. Phil episode. I mean, it was a difficult time because it wasn't ideal. Then after I had Josiah in 2005, so I had Josiah, and then I had Noah. So Josiah just turned 18, and Noah is going to turn 17 in March. So I have 2 boys now at home. And then we have the kinship of a 2-year-old, my granddaughter.
Okay, that's where I got confused.
Well, like my step granddaughter.
Yeah.
So it's for various very sad reasons and stuff, health reasons and other complicated reasons. It's ended up being that, well, it's either we take in this child or we lose the child into the system.
And
Like that.
family.
I spoke a little
that's
more
good.
vaguely about it, and initially I had a lot of fear because it's been a rough road. Michelle got sick, lost an insurance claim, lost a year's salary while she was sick, all because of doctor papers being filled out poorly during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it would have cost. We had the case, and it would have cost money, and that's how it works, right? You're not going to go to war with insurance, companies and stuff like that.
No, I get it.
There was just a 3 years of a lot of crazy challenges, but I was scared. I was just human. Like when I found out, I was like, at start, I was like, well, maybe we can be just heavily involved. But as the process came and conclusions arrived, I wasn't saying it, but inside I was fearful, and that's actually changed my life. The big thing is that I turned that, and it's crazy how that was initially this granddaughter taking care was a fearful thing, was an exhausted thing, was it was a carnal thing. I was responding like a carnal person, me, myself, and I. How's it going to affect me? How, I've raised 6 kids, and can we do this? Michelle, you're sick, and all that. And there was 3, I'm not going to get into the Bible, but there were 3 Bible passages that while I was kind of processing this, it fell, and it's like, hey, I'm supposed to crucify myself and live as a servant for others. So I was like, okay, well, that's a good sign that if I'm a Christian, what do you think maybe God wants to do? Then it says, let the children come to me. It's another passage. So I'm kind of like, am I letting the child come to me if I say no to the situation? Then there was another one, almost done. The question was, what he said, he's talking to the disciples, Jesus, when I was hungry, you gave me water. When I was sick, you took care of me. And when I was imprisoned, you visited me. And they're all like, Lord, when do we do that to you? He says, whatever you do to the most vulnerable, you've done to me. So I was like, okay, so this child is Michelle's blood. Okay. This child is the most vulnerable situation right now. And I'm not going to take the cross and follow my savior. And then it was the last one it fell on. It's quite simply the kind of worship that the Father truly wants is to take care of widows and orphans. Sorry. So within about a span of 7 days, I realized that if I'm going to be a true Christian, it's not what I'm going to do with my life. I try and do what I like to do, but I can sense when situations are coming, and I open my ears and eyes to make sure this might be God trying to, like they say, work through you if you're a Christian, stuff like that. So I said one prayer, and it was quite simple. Father God, I'm scared. I don't have enough patience. I don't have enough love. I'm fearful. I'm exhausted. I'm scared. I said all of these things, but I said, but if this is your will for me, okay, then I pray one thing. Bless me with your Holy Spirit, okay? Bless me with not my patience, but your patience, your understanding, your truth, your love, your wisdom in parenting. And I said, I promise that if you bless me with that I will be a smart servant, and I'll multiply that, because I won't keep it here. I'm using it for someone else. And the minute that happened, I still get goosebumps. Yeah, the minute I did that, my life changed. And that is exactly what they say. It's like, well, yeah, what you could do isn't comparable. What I could have done in this situation, honestly thinking about it, because it was my first reaction Okay. After that prayer, there was a love, there was so much love, virtue, and light in me that I knew it didn't come from me, but I knew it was passing through me. And I was using it actively with my granddaughter, to the point of me, look, I'm 44. I started raising kids when I was 22. What the hell does a 22-year-old know? Okay. With 4 kids that are not babies. Okay. They know their father, and things like that. So I had a lot of growing up to do. Men tend to do that. They tend to take a long time to grow up. Okay. So even when I had my first kids, you don't appreciate it, I find. Maybe women do, but Michelle's appreciated because she's had like 6 kids. She's realized the first batch how fast you turn around, and all of a sudden they're not your little baby. Like, they're growing and they're developing so fast. I remember telling Michelle, I made so many mistakes as a parent, as a parent, that now I feel like I could actually parent with wisdom, and now I have no more children to parent. And I said, ain't that the way, and but now it's like funny. I was like, oh well, God was training me, because I am ready, and I have gone through hell with the complications with having a reconstructed family and stuff like that. And I learned a lot through the mistakes of just not knowing what to freaking do. Like, just parenting is extremely hard, and no kid is the same. All that to say is, for now, yeah, like Rosa, there's a love in me, and it's such a blessing, and it's scary, because I could have maybe, as a worldly man, stayed there perpetually resentful that I was taking care of somebody else's daughter, or not engaging because she's not my blood, all these things. But when you start peering through Christian eyes, you see that, yes, we're all fallen. Okay, there's people in rebellion, but I'm not looking at it as if, well, that's not my daughter. I love my 2 boys, because it's not the same when you have your own kids. That's gone, because I look at this young child, and I see all children as children of God. You know what I mean? So for me, it's been freaking wonderful, a wonderful blessing. And yeah, and she's doing super well, and I give her a lot more attention now, and that makes me feel guilty, to be honest, about me raising my 2 boys, because I wasn't a crap father. But you know what? Was I always present, or did I have my phone in the hand while the kids were talking and I was yesing them, and kind of, not fully engaged, not totally present, sucking in every moment, because you realize how fast they're going to grow up. I didn't have that. And then I felt horrible, because I said, I'm like I had, like, what did I do? I have more love for Rosa than I had my kids, because I'm spending a lot more time with her. No, a large extent of that, I think, is a lack of experience. Men are immature at 22, taking care of a complicated household. You're still have a lot of maturity to grow up to, and stuff like that. But now the most important is one-on-one contact, not being beside that child while you're on your phone and stuff like that. It's having that child fully engaged. The Nazis did this a study like this now. So the Nazis had 2 twins. They loved the twins. In one of the studies, the twin, they gave all the needs to the baby. The baby was washed, the baby was changed, the baby was fed. But the baby was given no stimulation. It wasn't picked up by them, just the bare minimum to change them around. Okay, no communication, no googly eyes, no talking, no even music playing, no stimulation. The other one was raised with stimulation, attention, and stuff like that. and they were fed the same, right? So it's not a malnutrition thing. And the mental development that the differences in the twins was astounding. What a horrible experiment. But it did show the importance of attention by the parents, like fully engaged attention, not, I'm around and I'm saying yes and stuff like that, because this is, I think, why mothers, when they used to stay at home, because just, they didn't have the pill, so they, often they were pregnant. Families wanted more children, so they often, were in the home and stuff like that. I feel that what happened is, and you can call me racist to that, but it's actually not. Yes, women can compete in the work field. Okay, they can compete. There's lawyers, there's women, there's men, there's judges, there, all the high stake places. Women are able, to attain that. The thing is that the most important thing is to rear your children so that they are optimal. So the diet, okay, you have to remove all of the crap, that they're feeding the kids. Stick to a omnivorous diet that is ample in animal nutrition, okay, and get out all of these sugar bars and these things that we're giving. So the nutrition, I believe that a highly carnivorous diet is ideal for infants, and all this middle of the section and juice and stuff, is absolute garbage, in my opinion. I'm not even sure where I went off on that, but I was comparing. Oh yeah, women in general, and we're talking about the bells here, extremes on the side. We're talking about the vast generalization, the vast majority. Women are not the same as men. Women have different organs, and women also have different hormones. Hormones are molecules, okay, in our body that are secreted that are exactly like drugs. Okay, keep on giving to someone testosterone, he will go into roid rage. Okay, give someone too much estrogen, it will have an effect on the emotions. So I believe that in the general sense, the woman who has all the reproductive systems here and okay, she's made to have the baby, okay, to grow the baby, to give birth to the baby, okay, all of these hormones surging through her, okay, the breast milk, the colostrum, all of this stuff here, okay, this is for the baby. And that is the most important freaking job in the world. Feminism, I believe, convinced women that is not powering, okay? That the more important job is to let somebody else go raise your kid, and then you go work, okay? And then after, you can also pay taxes, so we'll make more money with you because you're not staying in the home anymore. This was allowed with the pill, with condoms and stuff. Women were able to become more promiscuous at the same time. What I'm saying is, men have testosterone. Men in general have a lot of other biological advantages. Okay, think of when work first started out before technology. It was very hard labor. Everything just made sense. It had nothing to do with sexuality, in my opinion. It's like, yeah, work seems like it's dangerous and there's hard labor, and they seem to be able to be stronger. So like, they're going to go do that. Yeah. Like the women, they're having babies, and well, I mean, the baby has to feed on their breasts. So she should stay home, and, it's a dangerous place out there. So she should be, protected within, the tribe and the locations and stuff like that. The men did the hunting. Okay. The women, they did way more. They're the ones that had to clean the animal, cook the stuff, make clothing, they were also the ones that the elders would teach the wisdom to the tribes and stuff like that. So our system is so freaking broken. Okay, we got a bunch of ideologists, activists that are teaching our kids stuff right in the daycare. Okay, right away in school right now, it's all about ideology. They're not teaching the core courses. They're confusing children. Um, n- Almost no one is doing that, us included. Me and Michelle, we both worked. We used the daycare system and stuff like that. What I'm saying is, in retrospect, it's much better. Michelle staying home. She's going to take care. We are going to imprint our Christian values, okay, into that little girl, okay? And you know what? That's our right. When somebody has a child, okay, that child, okay, is the offspring of that person, and usually it makes sense that that person would be the one that would share their worldview with the thing that they created. LA, anything you got to add to that or something?
Well, I was just waiting for you to give me a minute.
Yeah, no, you got plenty. I'm not going to cut you out. Go on everything you got to say, whatever.
I was just going to say, like, where this all started, half an hour ago was me asking about this channel that you put up there. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
I've been listening to you, and everything I could just tell you, what I could tell you, which is only what I could say, which worked for me.
Uh-huh.
And if anybody wants to disagree with this, they can. But anyways, it took me a long time to get pregnant because of hormones, as you spoke about. Yeah. I never was on the pill. I never used condoms. When I found out I couldn't get pregnant, we did some investigations or whatever.
Yeah.
My minor procedure, laparoscopy, whatever. They did their thing. I won't go into it, but unless you ask, but I can tell you, but I won't. But anyways, So I found out I was pregnant when I was in my 15th and a half week pregnancy.
Okay.
So I was way past my first trimester, and I didn't believe them when they told me. So the same day I got an ultrasound, and the same day I got to see Olivia on a freaking ultrasound when I was 15 weeks, 3 days pregnant. And I cried for 2 weeks straight because I couldn't wrap my mind around 7 years of not being able and wanting to get pregnant. So I had an infertility episode, and it was amazing for me. But then I had to play catch up in my brain. Obviously, I felt like everything was shortened. Like she came so fast, and she was even late. She was 3 days late, but whatever. Well, of course, we couldn't date it properly because of
because you didn't even know initially. Huh?
Right. Anyways, she was born January 7th, and she has been. I was a stay-at-home, I would say, mom from pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't work through my pregnancy. I was so distraught with my stressful jobs.
Yeah. Because
of the infertility that I quit my jobs and I stayed home, and then I fucking got pregnant. Sorry for my language.
Yeah. No.
Which is what 3 months later of being unemployed is when it happened. And I was just like, wow, that's kind of weird because stress plays a factor.
Yeah, so, major.
And this is going to tie into something I'm going to tell, I'm going to lead into this stress and hormones.
Can I just ask a question? You never did vegan or anything, right? You didn't have a vegan period time or anything?
No, but I did vegetarian. I did. Yeah, I did not eat meat since from 13 years old until about, I can't even remember when I started, but it was post-pregnancy. But yes, I did do.
But then what do you do now? You just kind of do an omnivorous diet, like low carb? I have no idea, because I know we had initially spoken, and I know Matt DeLauer and stuff. So I'm kind of asking, was there a change in your diet that you're maybe not even thinking, that all of a sudden you got pregnant, and it's because maybe you changed the way you ate? Did you get pregnant when you were still vegan, or Like, you know what I mean? Is there a timeline that maybe there's something where you started eating that might have given you the fertility you needed, or is that probably not likely?
Okay, give me a second to digest that, because like I said, I need to lead back into what I'm going
Yeah.
in now health wise. I'm going through another thing that which is kind of similar to way back then. So I was vegetarian from 13 to, like, I would say leading up to when I got pregnant. I honestly cannot remember. I ate white meat and I ate fish and salmon and stuff like that when I got pregnant.
Yeah.
But it was never red. It was never, ever red meat.
Yeah,
So,
you don't need the red meat. Yeah.
yeah.
There's
So anyways, that to elaborate on that. So I don't know what happened there, like why I finally got pregnant. I'm not exactly sure, but then I didn't even know for 3 freaking months. And then, yeah, that was kind of very big surprise when I found out. And then, okay, so then Olivia was born January 7th, and I did breastfeed her right from the get-go. I hired an international lactation consultant, and I did go through a brutal 3 weeks of latching issues, which was like brutal. I would say, like, take a branding iron and put it on your nipple. Like, honest to God, I went through, like, I think what they call Raynaud's syndrome.
really
And
like the nipple gets constricted of blood flow you're talking about, and it turns
yeah, it was white.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I could see that. That could happen.
extremely painful, white. And my lactation consultant, we paid her for a week straight to come over once a night for I think 2 weeks, because I, like, everybody gives up, but I was sweating it. I was white knuckling that shit, man. I was just like,
So
whoa.
did that period ended? Like, what happened? Okay, you had like the
Well,
like,
eventually
Over-
it just went away like that. But it was brutal, Jason.
but did it prevent you from breastfeeding, or you just pushed through?
No, I pushed through. My kids, both of them, never had a bottle. Nothing.
Nice. That's the best thing you can do for a child is breastfeed.
I think so. And I wanted to touch on that because you mentioned it. And I think that does build their brain, their immune system. I really believed in it. So I pushed through it. And just to go a little step further is, so I breastfed Olivia for 18 months, and I only had 3 months off between she was 18 months old, so a year and a half, or almost a little bit more. And I was already 3 months, 4 months pregnant. I only had 3 months off before my son was born. So I only had 3 months off of breastfeeding, and I was like, couldn't carry her anymore because my belly from Adam was like too big.
Yeah.
And anyway, so then I stopped with her for 3 months only, and then he was born, and he was a much better situation. But I think that was more like experience related. It wasn't, I just had more experience. 18 months under the belt of breastfeeding, I felt more comfortable.
Yeah.
And so he was fine, and he breastfed as well for 18 months as well. And it was naturally just a transition. Nothing was forced, nothing was timed, and nothing was a calendar. And both of them are extremely, I don't know why I believe this. I believe it led to their intelligence and their health. Both my kids have never been to a doctor for being sick. Never.
Yep.
I think
the problem is this is the evil of the standard diet that everyone's eating. Okay, because it gives ample calories, overdosing. There's tons of other oxidative issues with the seed oils and stuff like that, but it's poison. It's long-term poison. There's no nutrients in any of the middle of that section. All those nutrients, you'll see even nutrients on boxes are added ingredients, and those nutrients, those fortified nutrients, are in forms that are not the forms that you find in animal food. These are crappy absorption rates and stuff like that. It's not comparable. I'll find there is a thing that lists the components of breast milk, and it's insane. So what we have is we either have we have mass obesity and deficiency in nutrients. So we're creating offspring that are weaker. And what you can tell, what happens here, okay, is a very narrow jaw that you see in the West, in Europe, and stuff like that. And that's actually from nutrient deficiencies.
Okay.
Uh, I will be stealing back my book called Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. I will be doing each one. I'll be doing like a book review of the chapters for people who are not book readers. And we're going to go through A to Z of that book. And this is science. This is a guy that went and saw cultures that he went and saw cultures before they were sick like us. And
I mean, just
didn't
look
have
at
to.
history. Just look at history. It's natural. Like I don't understand. I went through I'm over it. Like my kids are 22 and whatever, 24 now. I went through this. But you know what? The women that I was dealing with when I was nursing my child and in public, and with what would I call this, modesty, like, you know, not flaunting it or whatever, but the women that were feeding their babies with the bottles, I would say to them just one thing. I would just say, okay, so when you look at the back of the container and you look at the ingredients, that's all you have to do, man. Like that's what you're putting in your kid. And so, and I wouldn't fight with anybody, but I've been doing that my entire life. My kids know this too. I still do it. And I still do it to this day. So it gets back to like, what are you putting in your body? Even people who are doing like, okay, I'm a cheese fanatic. I apologize. But like I was never a cow's milk drinker.
Yeah,
you know, I was, you know, like think about like where it's coming from and why are you doing it? Well, you don't need to do that. You could just have water. So it just like, I think people don't think is my problem when it comes to nutrition and what they're putting in their body. And I see, is this Rod who's joined us? Because hi, sweetheart.
No, this is Garland Farms. This is I think I'm at level 16 and he's at level 96. I think I forget where you are. What I know, he knows a lot more. So nutrition, nutrition. He's my mentor.
You'll have to introduce him then, because I was unsure who our new.
I'll let Garland say hello and present himself to LA. If you're not too shy, Garland. Tell her you do on YouTube.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm JD Garland of Garland Farms. Retired sports nutritionist. Former collegiate athlete, worked with professional athletes, college athletes. Been studying nutrition, human nutrition, since my brother was born with spina bifida. So I had a lot of motivation early on, learned early on how nutritional deficiencies can lead to mothers having babies with birth defects that have lifelong consequences. Any questions? Am I by myself?
No.
So I just had to unmute myself. I do have questions. What were your findings?
What were my findings?
Yes.
Well, you probably have heard that human health took a downturn when we invented agriculture. The more plant-based the diet, the more health problems that we have. We have and shorter stature, more cavities, more infections, more overall disease since the agricultural revolution. And then when you layered the industrial revolution on top of that, then you had an even more, almost an exponentially higher deviation from our natural diet, which was the hunter-gatherer diet, which is a predominantly animal-derived foods based diet with plant food supplementation. Basically the same thing that Weston A. Price discovered. I think you guys were talking about him
Yeah, I'll pop
a
it
few
up while
minutes
you talk.
ago.
Yeah, just continue, JD. If ever you say stuff, I might just pop some pictures up that exactly what you're saying. So continue.
I was going to say, I have a question about, well, pesticides, in the industrial era that you spoke of is huge, right? So pre pesticide, post pesticides, farming, everybody just getting on an economical bandwagon to feed the world. I have a very big problem with this, and I always have. My problem is it's kind of like it's an economical situation all over the world. I don't understand why gas lines in our west coast of Canada is not feeding and taking care of our own country. And our farming land in Saskatchewan is not taking care of our own country. And then you have all these other farming, like grocery store issues with importing things from all over the place that are not natural, or what I would suggest, I would go one step further and say they're not even seasonal. So we should be eating seasonally and locally, and that's kind of pissing me off. So yeah, there's a lot of things with the economy that is running the world that's really pissing me off. But hey, it's Bilderberg. What else am I going to say?
Yeah. Here's what JD was mentioning. Well, I think it's because we mentioned it. Weston A. Price. And his book is called Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. And he's a dentist from Canada, and he takes all sorts of health markers, but him being a dentist, he's looking a lot at the facial bone development, the bridge of the nose, how wide the jaw is. We in the West have chronic nasal congestion. Look at the size of my nose. Okay. It's like huge. And okay. So, and people actually think it's aesthetic to have a chiseled jaw. But if you look at this person here, okay, they have much wider jaws. All of their teeth fit in. They are not crowded, and they have very large bridged nose. You see that very often in older pictures of Indians. Okay, don't want to go too much into it because we'll be doing studies on that, but just wanted to pop that up while JD was talking. Yeah. Go ahead, JD.
A lot of people don't realize that the American diet, everyone talks about the standard American diet, how unhealthy it is, and it is unhealthy. But I'd be curious if LA had run across the data showing that the standard American diet is 70% plant-based. And we've never been sicker. We've never had more disease. And we've never had such a high percentage of our diet coming from plants as we have today.
Can you like literally like knock it home, like not just say like go through it, going like let's go through it. Okay, what do I mean by it's all plant based? It's like just quickly,
I was just gonna say, I was gonna respond to his comment.
Yeah.
Asking me that specific question. I can only speak for myself, by the way, Garland Farms. So I can only speak for my own health and my own experience and my own journey. I don't read white paper. I haven't done research. So when you ask me about that specifically, I can't really respond to like research. But I do my own, like, what I call this, layman's research, I guess. But in my own health journey, I know that fasting is good. I know that I'm kind of like a OMAD kind of person. I don't do it. Jason, as you said earlier, alluded to earlier, we both watched Matt DeLauer. He posted just today something about, well, if you're going to do OMAD, this is the perfect way to do it. And personally, I watched it today, but I was just like, okay, but like nobody has a formula. So that's
I think that it's because mixing things up is the best to do. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, you know what? I'm not hungry today.
And listen to your craving.
I'm not hungry. I'm not eating. And then after, if I do start eating, and it's like, oh well, you know what? I'm very, very active, so I'm going to train fasted, okay. And then after, I'm going to eat right after work. I'm going to carb load, especially if I have any, whether I'm going to the gym or I am not just a guy who sits down and do nothing all day at work kind of thing. Physical. That's what I'm telling my boys, right? So, for me, it's actually more just understanding, following your hunger signals. They will go up like this.
But also knowing, like, I can appreciate the research. I follow a lot of channels who do all the what do you call that thing you put on your arm, and the blood glucose.
Yeah. They have like a keto index. They have
So like I can appreciate that people are following and measuring, and it's scientific and everything. But I mean, I hope to live as long as my grandmother, who's just about to turn 96. Like, follow your natural instincts, I suppose, to some degree.
like what I would say, like, I'm trying to, like, I definitely don't want to be extreme on anything. So if I was trying to be like, okay, I believe in an omnivorous diet. Okay. But that omnivorous diet, the carbohydrate content that I would suggest, okay, is a lot lower. Okay. And it would be based on whether somebody's this morbid or not. And it would be based on their activity levels, because why not fill up your glucose tank so that you're ready to go and not spill over? You could easily find your activity level with your current thing. I'm pretty good if I'm maintaining the carbohydrates. And I try and and the thing is, and one thing though is very important. It is, and JD and stuff like that. It's an important message. Unfortunately, it's frustrating for him. Is that grass-fed ruminant animals are way more nutritious, okay, because they're eating the grassland that they should and stuff like that. So, a fat person trying to get his health, and it's like, yes, okay, let them while they're starting to learn. But if we don't start advocating and there are apps and stuff to look for areas where there's grass-fed ruminant animals that will sell you. Now, if you
Jason, this gets back into, like, even the gas lines with buying in Canada, feeding our own, doing our own grass-fed, like our farming. It gets back into that. Like, let's get back to the freaking basics and stop with the imports. You don't know where it's coming from. Anyways, even if you did know where it's coming from, it's got to be preserved. You're adding a bunch of crap to it. Like, I just don't understand it. It makes no sense to me.
No, overall, I think the humans, and that's just me, humans thrive on an omnivorous diet. Okay. They can survive completely on an animal-based diet if necessary. And they can't long-term forever just be out eating grasses wherever they are. And organ meat was actually prized as well. So, here, this lean meat stuff, it's like, okay, so lean meat, well, that's just a slab of protein. Like, unless you're drinking with high fat dairy, like, you always want to have some animal protein, animal fat. That's where you're getting, the fat soluble vitamins and things like that. But yeah, it's pretty, I don't know. I'll let somebody else talk on that subject. But I know, I know, like, I get the feeling you don't solidify, right, JD, in like, this is the best diet, because it wouldn't be a best diet if I'm trying to have somebody lose weight and reverse, let's say, their insulin resistance, and I'm going to do the same thing with somebody who wants to get big in the gym, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So if the keto community is saying carbs are garbage, then that's becoming an extremist. I don't know. Like, anything to add, JD? Like, what you think? Or
Yeah, I mean, the keto community becomes very dogmatic. There is no there are studies that show, as far as athletes are concerned, if you're competing in a sport where the contest requires high intensity effort sustained over more than a minute and a half, then a keto diet is going to be detrimental to the performance of that athlete in that sport. Those athletes that are going to be performing at that high intensity repeatedly or longer duration than a minute and a half would do best going ahead and, as they say, carbing up, maximizing their glycogen stores. Of course, they have house cleaning to do before the contest day arrives. In other words, they need to get their body fat percentage right. They need to get their body composition dialed in for an ideal body composition for the sport. That usually translates to being on the lean side, because every pound of excess body fat that you're carrying decreases the amount of, or inhibits your ability to move from zero to your top speed. And then again, it also inhibits your ability to come to a complete stop if you need to change directions, like, say, in a tennis match. So first thing an athlete needs to do, and when I talk about athletes, we were born athletes. Our bodies are designed to move. And so we're all athletes. You can sit on your butt long enough to allow your joints to become rusted, for lack of a better word, where your muscles are atrophied and you're weak and your posture's compromised and you're degenerating, and then try to exercise then, and yeah, you're going to find yourself uncomfortable. But we are designed to move around, so everyone should think of themselves as an athlete, and any athlete should not be carrying around excess body fat, because it's hard on the joints. Body fat is metabolically active, so it's pumping out a lot of insulin. So the fatter you become, the easier it is to stay fat. And
I think it pops out inflammatory molecules too. There's a certain type of fat that's an inflammatory fat on top of it.
Yeah. It's a very inflammatory state, and the road to that state is very inflammatory.
Yeah.
Regarding keto diet versus omnivorous, keto diet can be a valuable tool, I believe, in someone's quest for perhaps correcting a resistance to insulin. Maybe you haven't gotten you haven't learned how to fast, the thing about losing weight on a keto diet versus fasting, there's several things, but one of the large things is the autophagy that you get with fasting. It's not present in great weight loss with keto, because the thing that turns off autophagy more than anything else is the consumption of protein, because that's what autophagy is recycling your own defunct proteins throughout your body. And if you're constantly taking in protein, then you'll cut that autophagy out. You'll short circuit that autophagy, and it won't happen like it would if you were using, a smart fasting regimen.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Am I?
Oh, that's
We
perfect.
all okay?
Yep. No, I was just popping up the autophagy because you were mentioning it. I'm going to stop sharing here. Bring this out. Do you want to go to the next YouTube short? See what pops up.
Does LA have anything to add?
Only that I'm a very big supporter of autophagy.
Yeah.
My brother is too.
Fasting.
Yes, I believe regenerating cells. I wish I was more knowledgeable, like personally as a scientist. I'm not, obviously, but I respect the people who are doing this science research about autophagy and turning over cells and mitochondria and all this shit. Like, I honestly feel like a lot of people need to understand this in their life, and it would stop so many illnesses.
But they won't.
I know, but it's very sad.
If you look at autophagy, I did one on Alzheimer's. This was a very old video. Down scroll, and I'm talking about Alzheimer's and dementia, and I talk about autophagy. And in the articles, they acknowledge that autophagy can play a role in eating the beta amyloid proteins in mental, in dementia and Alzheimer's. All this stuff is like, great. They instead of just saying we're going to have a doctor guided prolonged fasting or very strict fasting regimen as a way of bringing your body to force it to eat those proteins that are stuck there. Okay. That would be ideal. No, they're talking about pills, and that pill can manipulate the autophagy passageway to do that. Like, why are you trying to do things to choose few things in the passage? Like, how about you tell them, listen, you're not gonna have a freaking brain anymore because you have Alzheimer's. So we're literally going to have your body eat itself, and this is kind of like chemo. We're allowing your body, except we're not giving chemo. They don't do that. There's money to be made with it. So this autophagy, imagine doctors are like, yeah, well, you can start with a ketogenic diet and stuff like that because it's easier to prolong fast, and there's these tricks, these fat fasts that you can do to get started, and we're gonna follow you, and we're gonna do 3-day fast to get you used to it, and then we're gonna see, and just do like my brother did. But these people, if I knew I had Alzheimer's and I know that there's nothing to do, I would last ditch myself. I'm going to go all out, and I'm going to try and eat it all through. It doesn't mean you can't refeed, but I would go hardcore trying to use autophagy. It's smart. It will go after those androids.
And so on that same note about autophagy, which was my last comment, I'm a little bit confused, but I'm willing to hang in there. I believe in it so far 100%. I think it's underused, and maybe even again, I don't know the research. I'm not a Tom DeLauer, but maybe under-researched. But again, I just use my intuition. So I look at people around me, and I look at how long they're living, and I look how they live and what they eat. And I I think it's kind of frustrating to not know the science behind it. Like there's never 100%, right? Like we don't know. So I think it's just really hard to prove, I think.
Well, autophagy is very well studied. Like
Then then maybe that's my bad. I do follow also.
It's very well studied. It's just
Mindy,
it's not entering medical. It's not going into the medical thing where you're looking at 300-pound ICU patient. That's the majority of our patients. Or they're morbidly obese. Okay, they're intubated. And I'm like, don't feed them. Stop feeding this person. Okay?
True. Yeah, it's too much. It's too invasive.
They're intubated. Put them on propofol. That's a fat. I said,
and let it go.
You could even run your intralipids. I don't care. Nothing glucose. Induce them into ketosis. They being fasted while they're sick. Okay, the first thing that happens, they go into ketosis fast. They get diuretics. Okay, all the time. This is a natural diuresis. They're going to have to watch like hell. The electrolytes, they will vary a lot, and they can literally just put this patient in deep autophagy. And it's hard for me to see that. All I see is our diabetics papers with the new project that is giving them 225 grams diabetics per meal. No, per day. It's divided. And I'm looking. There's some oatmeal. There's the brown sugar.
I have two questions for you, my dear. Okay, so first, obviously, autophagy for me is huge. I think it's really huge. My first question is, obviously, you see this in your medical job. And I do want to hear more about that because you're on the front lines. You see it. But my second question is, the one and foremost person I know that talks about autophagy is Dr. Mindy. Do you know her?
No.
Okay. Well, then that stops me right there because if you don't know her, I can't ask you your thoughts about her. But she is a very large proponent of autophagy and diet. And I just found her maybe 2 years ago. Yeah. I don't follow her religiously at all. But I do see like here and now and again, I'll like look into her and I keep being reminded just literally how kind of cool she really is. She did 2 very serious podcasts, one with the Diary of a CEO, which he's huge in the UK. And she did another huge one with somebody else. I can't remember right now. But anyways, I think people don't understand autophagy, and I think people don't.
They've been convinced.
I'm going to break it down to one simple thing. People don't know how to do without. Everything is in abundance, and it's too much. And they're always just like consuming, and thoughtlessly consuming.
I'll say that because I experience it, I have no willpower. Okay. But I can be in ketosis and then I'm there in front of cakes, everything, no craving at all. Okay. If I start playing around, I have one, meal, boom, I'm out of ketosis. I end up, this is just me. I end up going on a binge. Okay. And then after the next day, I better get into keto and my appetite, I have to eat 3 keto meal. I do this over and over. So as far as I'm concerned, there is a known fact that there are hormones that signal satiety. There's hormones that signal hunger, leptin, ghrelin, things like that. Fat people can have a resistance to, I think it's ghrelin is hungry, to the other one. Leptin I think it's leptin says I'm full. Well, they have a signal just like insulin resistance. It's not responding the body. The eating carbohydrates, okay, makes you hungry. You eat carbs, you'll be hungry in 5 hours. You eat carbs, you'll be hungry in 5 hours. You eat a large amount of animal food that is a fatty animal food. You're like, your satiety just goes on forever. So people are eating still now the recommendation about 70% plants. They don't give you satiety, but they sure do run the economy. And people, I feel sad for those people because they aren't necessarily all a bunch of lazy slugs that are fat and look at them. They've probably tried so many diets over and over, eat less, move more. Let's fuck your metabolism. Sorry for swearing. In a year, it'll be, we saw this in the World's Greatest Loser. So everyone's being lied to. And look at who's Berg that did that video and says, look, I have 980 videos, million views and stuff like that. And when you type, I don't show up. Mayo Clinic shows up on keto. What's the first thing that shows up on Google? Mayo Clinic bashing keto diet as dangerous, as ketones being toxic, as being inflammatory, outright frigging lies, So it's just there.
It's not just.
I was just gonna ask Garland to chime in. I'll mute again, but I was just gonna ask his opinion just as he spoke. I apologize.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we've been conditioned to constantly consume, as you guys were saying. We're consumers. We're not human beings. We're consumers. The reason why they don't, the doctors aren't all telling us to fast for autophagy. There's no, there's no money in that for them. The doctor doesn't know what to do with you when you're fine. You need to tell him you're sick before he knows how he can help you. They don't have a manual to figure out what's wrong with you. Do you have an essential vitamin deficiency on this standard American diet? How often do people go to the doctor with a well-known side effect of a B12 deficiency and have a doctor pursue looking into seeing if this individual might have a vitamin B12 deficiency? No, what they usually do is they turn to that book that tells them which one of these prescription drugs or which cocktail of these prescription drugs are they going to prescribe. Another thing is this myth of like the breakfast is the most important meal of the day. They've got everyone thinking that if you don't eat every 3 hours, then you're going to fall over, start crawling until you finally come to a stop, maybe 15 yards away, and then fall over dead because you didn't eat frequently enough. You didn't eat in the last 3 hours. They lead everyone to believe that missing a meal is so dangerous. They've got us all kind of terrorized into constantly stuffing food in our mouths because we're so afraid that if we go without, we're going to become malnourished or we're going to run out of fuel and our battery's going to die and we're going to die. But the truth is that people fast for 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, 7 days, 10 days, and it's no big deal. They feel great once they get past their addiction cravings, and then the autophagy kicks in, their immune system resets. They recycle all of the broke down organelles in their cells throughout their body, sweep up around their mitochondria. It's an amazingly healing process when we fast, but it's not ever going to be pushed or promoted. All of the benefits of fasting and so forth not going to be promoted by the machine, that we are associated with as far as when we think about our health.
I agree with you. Definitely, the less we put in our mouths is not working for the economy. They don't want that. And I also agree with the mitochondria turnover with autophagy. I really hope, I kind of personally have dabbled in this. Just again, I started saying this earlier. I can only speak for myself and my own experiences. But when I fast, I feel better and I notice my body is better. So that's all I need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Once people, have seen the dark side, once they've experienced this, and when they start going back and forth, they realize many, they just keep on adopting that. Like I went off for the last 6 month ish. I was low carb more, and allowing actually a lot of crap, cheating and stuff like that, chocolate and stuff like that. I was going through my little thing. So I've put on 20 pounds, and now I've been 4 days back on it, and it'll probably take me another 40 days or something. The fastest I can do it, I'm not doing it the fastest, but the last videos I had posted, the fastest I did with carnivore, which was a leanish kind of carnivore, was it 13 pounds lost in, I think, 30 days and stuff like that. I was trying to do it on purpose as fast as I could get away with and stuff like that. I'm not in a hurry that way, but yeah. So I just wanted to talk to Tammy because I definitely want to catch people that are asking questions about like possibly losing weight and stuff. Like I said, my channel, I go with keto for losing weight. It's the way I did it. Um, I I go on and off now because I'm on 5 years of doing it, but I was actually pretty consistent and stuff like that. Nothing magical about ketosis. If you're eating keto and you're having like a decent amount of almonds and you're having a nice big trough of berries, you're going to be popping in and out. There are sometimes reasons why you would want to, for medical reasons, having a deeper level of ketosis. A lot of people doing keto, they like to measure it because it does give you an idea of how your fat burning level. You know, where are you? You know, there's a keto index with your ketones and probably your glucose. And a lot of people, it's like fun or something. You know, they're comparing their stupid blood thing. That gets old pretty quick. There's no need to ever measure your ketone levels if this is just you're using it as a tool. You just understand what food is, and you're like, hey, I'm getting pretty chunky right now. I'd like to get rid of that chunk. Well, I'm going to skimp on the carbohydrates. So now my body doesn't have carbs. It's going to look for fat. And if I supply too much fat for that meal, I might not even have touched any fat because I took just too much fat with my meal, right? But you have a low glucose levels, basically just the amount your body's producing through gluconeogenesis, and that keeps insulin extremely low. And it just gives you full access, VIP pass, compared to what you were doing before with carbs, to get through those fat stores fast. And it is. People go through their fat stores within the year. They have all the weight loss they want. From there, decide what you want. Well, do you want to add 10 grams of carbs? That's what I suggest. You want to open it up more? Good. 10 grams. Try it out 2 weeks. Look at yourself. And maybe you'll be able to get away with 90 now. You lost weight and you'll be able to get away with 90 grams. That's cool. You know, and that's the way I do it. You know, it's like, no, let's get rid of it. And then I'll throw in fast. Let's say I just want to lose weight or something. I want to get a little of autophagy. If I'm hungry or something, you could even have just some fat. It's a trick. There is like a fast mimicking thing that you could do. Like, what's your thoughts, JD? If I was, let's say, 48-hour fasted, and I grabbed a tablespoon of butter, to my knowledge, it really has not stopped that much of the fast. I mean, Voltor Longo allows 500 calories with a small amount of protein, and he even says that you still get the benefits of autophagy. So you think that's a stupid idea that, let's say, people who want to get into fasting, what I often tell them is, well, try and do the fast. If you feel anything but normal, stop. Okay, don't have a bad experience. But if you get hungry before breaking it, try and eat, let's say, egg yolk or a spoon of butter or two bacon strips even, and then see, oh, do you still want to eat? No, good. Then continue your fast, and you'll get through that, and you can start extending, and before you know it, you're not eating the fat because your body is used to the fasting. Like what are your thoughts on me kind of recommending that, Garland's?
Well, what would be better than butter would be grass-fed ghee, which is clarified butter. So all of the proteins or any protein or sugars have been filtered out, and it's just the fat, nothing but the grass-fed fats. So fat is not going to raise the insulin. It's not going to take you out of ketosis. It's not going to break your fast. But if you consume sugar or protein, that'll turn off the autophagy, that will turn on the insulin, that will break your fast, and it will, you'll have a dash of time that will go by that you're not getting the benefits. If you don't follow that by another breaking of the rules, so to speak, then in a short enough time, you'll go straight back into a fasted state. But yeah, if you're going to have to consume something, some grass-fed ghee, and the other thing might be just some water with a little bit of salt in it, because sometimes your body's starting to get low on electrolytes. Yeah. If you're doing it fast and you're just drinking water and those electrolytes aren't being replaced, so I think sometimes you'll have overwhelming cravings for food that are really cravings for electrolytes disguised as any way that your body can get those trick you into getting those electrolytes in.
Yeah, definitely. The best book for somebody who is interested in prolonged fasting or just starting with the intermittent fasting, that's my opinion. Jason Fung, The Complete Guide to Fasting. I have it over there, I think. And that one's very good. And yeah, for electrolytes, or even when starting a ketogenic diet, salt. Okay, take pinches of salt, or put salt on your food. If you're fasting, take some salt. But if you're doing keto, there's changes that are going to occur, and they don't always stay like that. But there's a huge change happening there. There's a lot of glucose coming out of your body that's sucking out water, that's bringing minerals with you, and you can get, like JD said, electrolyte imbalances. So I always say mag sulfate, because it'll prevent cramping, in especially Charlie horses in your legs. They tend to happen. And then after potassium and salt and a multivitamin. It's only time that I would say you're doing prolonged fasting. Okay, take a multivitamin. I don't think me and Garland are fans of the supplements, but I don't know. The only time when my brother was fasting, that's what I told him. I said, take sodium, potassium, magnesium, and a multivitamin, and he never had any problems with it. I'm just going to send a link to my brother. Maybe he wants to come on too. Paste. Is he still Send. All right. Just sent it. Bruce, if you're still there, I just sent you a link. Kellogg's. Did you see the one that I shared previously? Kellogg's.
Yeah.
JD knows this. This ain't nothing new for JD. Hey, you. Okay, I'm on it. That's why. Sorry. So what do so Kellogg's cornflake? This guy was a Seventh-day Adventist. All right, and they believe in the Adam and Eve diet. So they believe that, well, Adam and Eve, they didn't eat animals and stuff like that. So some of them do complete vegan. Some of them do like fish and stuff and whatever, but they're very like vegan, vegetarian and stuff like that. Now, his thought, okay, cornflakes, the Kellogg's, that family is high up there. All right. They decided to make just corn.
Jason,
go ahead if you.
Bruce says that he's right here.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm not used to having so many people. You have to scroll down to get the other person. Hey, Bruce. You there?
Hey. Yeah, I'm hiding behind Tammy.
No, I'm going to move it out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not used to having a lot of people, so I only see the first four, and I don't really have to scroll down. I just wanted to finish, Bruce, with the Kellogg's, and we'll get an update.
Okay.
So yeah, anyways, Kellogg's being the Seventh-day Adventist, am I wrong to say he's the one that coined breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right? Am I lying about that? That's true.
At least it was the cereal industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the thing with cornflakes is it's devoid of nutrients. It's just, and what they wanted is don't eat meat, don't eat animal fat, eggs, cholesterol, vitamin D. Don't get that from actual animal food and stuff like that, because the cholesterol, the vitamin D, all of the fat, the cholesterol, the fat soluble vitamins, all of these things is what our hormones, especially the sex hormones, are created from. So these people, over time, eating this kind of devoid diet, doing a lot of, vegetarian stuff and juices, and on top of it, if they're eating something, it's just a bunch of corn, they become infertile. Their libido goes away. We can jump on right now if we wanted to, or another time. Libido problems on YouTube. You write vegan libido loss, vegan period loss, vegan hair loss. These are massive nutrient deficiencies appearing on the very YouTube influencers. So what they're talking about in their videos prove the point. Like they're their own worst enemies at trying to prove a point about that. Over here, where's Brucey? All right, sorry. Okay, Bruce. So since we're not on, are you still there? You see, fasting and keto, it'll kill you. He died of a heart attack. He's right on here.
This is incredible. I'm heating up my coffee, dude. That's the third time we do this every time. Give me a second. I'm heating up my coffee. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, where's Bruce?
You didn't even give him a second. That's
Where is
funny.
he?
You're such a brother.
That's what happens when you starve yourself.
You're
He's on the floor.
You're such a brother. You're like ribbing your brother. Anyways.
I was gonna talk.
The brother is back.
Now it's all you.
Yeah, it's too much. Well, actually, it's not too much. Actually, I used to hate being full screen. So, Jason, do I look any? You have to do a comparison, having me on the screen on your screen.
Yeah, let's go to your channel then.
Yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, that or your stream. Like the last time I was here, I haven't weighed myself in about 2 months. I was 206 last I weighed myself, and I'm still fasting there.
So, but it's still not like 7 days there. You're still
3-4
calming
days.
down.
And now this week I'm
3-4 days.
going to do a 10 there. I'm going all out. I'm going to lose all the weight that I have left. I haven't stopped doing 3 days. You know what I do now? I'll eat. I skip a day. I'll eat. I did that like 10 days this month, and it scared the shit out of me. I don't want to do that ever again. So I'm going to go back to fasting a whole week again. I feel.
But you're mixing it up though. That's what I like.
Always.
It's like, oh, I was doing 7 at one point, but then I switched it up, and then now I'm eating.
Yeah,
It's like
7-4-3-2. 7-4-3-2. I do that. I've been doing that since April. 7-4-3-2. Not a lot of alcohol. When I do drink, it's wine and coffee.
What are the staple foods that you seem to be like gravitating around when you do refeed?
Hamburger meat, egg, tuna, pork chops. Nothing else. I'll never eat anything else in my life. Meat, pork chops, chicken. Just chicken. No, chicken cooked straight up, dry piece of chicken in a plate, blopsh, and I eat that, and that's it. So I still have my same hunger from when I was 300 pounds. If I want to, I can go and eat 3 large pizzas. No, I'm exaggerating. Eat a whole large pizza, and the next day I can go back to fasting. I haven't tested it. Only once I was eating at one point. I said, "Holy shit!" Big fucking scoops, and it was going in. There was no sore stomach. That sore stomach that you talked about that I would have never happened. I don't have. It's like it expands out whatever I want to put in, and then it contracts back in. That's how stomach should be.
Trying to find the worst possible face you can make for excessive before and after.
That's not hard. Holy shit. I'm telling you.
That's a good one.
I looked like a badass. I looked like fucking rough. Like I wouldn't fuck around with myself. I saw an image of me. I said, holy shit, I'm a big boy. A big boy. Yeah. We don't see anything right now.
Well, now I'm gonna show full screen for a second, but then I'm gonna have to figure out how to put you side by side.
LA Garland Farms. Hello.
Right.
Yeah, this is just a miscellaneous. We do whatever we want. There was no planned topic. Anybody can join.
I'll come in just for a while to say hi to you, and I'll let you guys continue. I don't want to stop anything, but I just streamed for over 2 hours there.
Yeah. I ended up like streaming knowingly while you were streaming. That's why I said, I'll just put up Jason looking at TikTok.
Jason, why did you make me fatter? Why did you make me fatter? Fucking real. Leave that.
Just move this down.
I was even my Alex Jones voice.
I mean, I don't even know if that was the heaviest. But
fuck off there. Yeah. Dude, you're not gonna find anything fatter than that there. Chris, what are you looking for? Something fatter like Andre Giant or something? That's pretty.
No, but
big.
Look at you. Stop anybody on a dime. You could find the worst looking pictures just from angles and stuff like that. But okay, now let's try now to.
I think I look fine aside from my black eyes.
Yeah, but you look fine, but when you compare to what you look like now, it's like, you know what I mean? It's just it's the
girls like me more chubby though. I got all the comments. The girls preferred me chubby when I was a big boy.
Yeah, they always say that. You're sick.
Well, you see the comments now.
Italian or Greek or a Jewish family.
You see the comments now. You see the comments, Jason, on my channel. Bruce, are you okay? Hope everything's okay, because I used to see me that thin. Think of it. People come to my channel every 3 months, some of them. So when they left, I was 307 pounds. When they came back, I was under 200. Yeah, that's crazy. There.
I'm going to try and switch you back and forth. So here's you on solo. And then if I can go back there. Okay, so this is Bruce.
But you look at my whole body, and I was just. I
Ready?
didn't have a gut. I didn't have big ass. I didn't have, I was square the whole fucking way down. I was like a wall.
Okay, so there's you currently, and there's Bruce.
We don't see it. We don't see it.
Before. You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, so Bruce.
Yeah.
Now go back real quick.
Yeah. Go back in which way? On your
On the
video or
image?
just
Oh, can you go back to the image? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Because I want to talk about my eye problem. What you're looking at is a swollen side of my face.
Yeah.
Because of my eye. You see that I'm fat. So you see a fat guy that has a swollen right cheek and nobody sees it. It's 3 times the size of the left one.
Yeah.
Okay, look, the right side goes straight down. The left side, you cannot see okay, I am turned a bit. The right side of my cheek was inflamed all the way from my eye to my forehead to the bottom of my neck. It was itchy, rashes, always dry and everything in my face. Stopped eating pasta and shit. But it still comes back. I went back to eating 24 hours. I ate the next day again at night, 24 hours. 1.5 weeks, my eye has been horrible for having eaten 2 fucking days, man.
So there's still something that can be causing the problem.
Tuna and chicken, dude. Tuna and chicken. Nothing else. Salt and pepper.
Chicken for
no
sure.
No spices.
Well, this is after where eventually now as a family we got to get fancy, and now we have to start going. Like I have this is why we were trying to raise our own chickens, and so because they feed all of our. I mean, look at the amazing difference. You're so much healthier, but even like the pork's too high in omega-6. This has too much omega-6. Even like we're so much worse off because everything else is like 20-1 ratio.
Pork chops are no good.
Enough
inflammation. Did you just say pork chops are no good?
Pork chops are higher in omega-6 because they're fed corn. That's the problem with it. So
you should be eating grass-fed beef.
Yeah.
Right, I get it. I agree with that, man. I absolutely agree with that. Are you serious?
So now you're introducing food. It's doing great with the weight, okay? But omega
there'll be nothing left for me to eat. There's nothing left.
Stays in your body. I forget now, but there's an actual half-life. Like it stays as a component of your body.
Wow.
Do you even know that off the top? I think it's years. It takes a long time it's like if you're consuming all this omega-6, you're poisoned by it, and it's the fat under your skin. It's the fat layers around your cell. And so you stop introducing it. It's like good. Your body goes into autophagy. It's starting to clean, stuff like that. Now you eat the meat, which is like great, good, It's like, but it is full of omega-6 and it can probably
all meat?
No.
Fuck, don't scare me.
JD, you can talk about the ratios and stuff. And
so pork chops, the omega-6, what does omega-6 cause? It's bad? It's like toxin or something, or?
Go ahead, JD.
No, omega-6 is an essential fat for you, but our natural diets had a ratio of like maybe 2 omega-6s for every 1 omega-3. But all of these seed oils have, like corn, for instance, has a omega-6 to 3 ratio of 49 omega-6s to every 1 omega-3. The issue here is that, the omega-6s are inflammatory. Now, if you could snap your fingers and remove 100% of the inflammation from your body right now, you would die because a certain amount of inflammation is actually required.
Yeah, I hear you.
Inflammation just means that water is being pumped into the tissues.
Right.
And the more water is pumped in, the more inflamed it will become. So when you have that swelling on your face, that's because water's been pumped in there.
Well, I don't have it anymore, not to cut you off. Like, I don't have it anymore. But yeah, when I was chubby, it never went away because I kept eating, I guess the same things. But I thought it would have been pasta or something else that I was eating because I wasn't eating that many chops. But I don't know.
Well,
That's interesting, man.
If you're finding that is coming back with the consumption of meats that are high in excess omega-6s, then yeah, it could be an omega-6
Oh yeah,
issue.
it never came back. Now what I have is like I'm back to when I was 21, where the eye gets sore, inflamed a little bit, and then it goes away after 24 hours, sometimes 12 hours. But I never got the swollen face, and I don't get the hives. I used to get hives, man. My cheek used to go numb and get itchy and swell up, and that was just in the end. That was the last year. That was 20 this year. At the beginning of the year, I started really getting up in size there too. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So the pork is going to be higher in omega-6s unless you've gone through the trouble of finding a farmer that produces his pork on pasture, doesn't feed a lot of grains.
I'd probably pay a lot more. I guess I'm guessing like grass-fed meat and stuff would be animals would be a lot more expensive. I guess.
Well, the first thing is if you look a lot of meat, and JD said that, and it makes a lot of sense. Okay, there's only a certain amount of protein that's required to build muscle and stuff like that, right? So meat is expensive. Okay, it's good. So get the whole benefit of meat, but don't start gorging so much meat that meat gets just turned into sugar because the body is not using it and stuff like that. So let's say you go, oh, I can't get a grass-fed cow there. Friggin', it's like $5,000 for a whole cow. Who has $5,000? It's like, well, it's called like get 5 people, go to the farmer and buy it as a group, slaughter and divide, and go there more often. It will be less expensive if you do it as a group like that with it. So people are just lazy and they're not doing it. Guilty, me included. Okay, he's the one that brought it up to me. I wasn't even thinking of that, And he's a grass-fed farmer, and him and his people and his family that owns all these lands. They're trying to strangle the crap out of these hardworking people in Canada, everywhere, all across the world, and here we are supplying the grocery chains. So for sure, the first thing I'm doing, I'm sending the fat guy to the grocery store. Like
everything's seized up. I'm hearing you're talking like a robot. I can hear you well though, but there's something glitchy. We can still hear you though, and it could be just me there.
Oh,
Garland was frozen too. His image was frozen. So
here, let me take this down. Do you hear me?
He's okay now. Garland's okay. Jason,
hello.
You're frozen, but I can hear you talking now. But the image is frozen. Garland, I think he's okay. No, Garland's frozen for me too.
No, he's not frozen for me.
Oh no, eh?
No.
No one's frozen here, you included. Please, in the chat, let us know if we are frozen.
LA, you're frozen.
I'm so cold. My heart is cold.
No, but you're not moving. Like when you're talking, you're not moving.
I was joking, Bruce.
No, okay, I know. I was joking too, though. That's the thing.
No.
I keep double joking.
He throws them out there. You can't win all of them.
Did you say something? I didn't even hear what he said. What did you say, Jason?
Hey,
I didn't
said we throw enough jokes out there. They can't all be the number one winner.
No. Oh, it was hilarious, man. She didn't understand it. No, I'm kidding. I like teasing her. All my jokes are funny. If you don't laugh, it's because you don't understand them. Guys,
that's it.
Talk about narcissists much?
We'll
let you believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Bruce. Who of the 4 of us is a narcissist?
Me.
Question mark?
Me.
Oh, okay.
That's what the trolls say. I'm a pedophile too, apparently. Whole bunch of different.
Well, I was just asking, about your remark about narcissism.
Don't bring my child.
I question myself.
Yeah, no, it's me. It's because it's the arrogance. I have fun doing it. Sometimes I reply to a troll like that. Like a troll will say, "You think you're all that," and then I'll reply, "I don't think it. I know it." You're fucking mad. They get so mad at me. They're even rolling down my music channel today, dude. Rolling down the music channel. Fuck.
Nice.
Imagine. So stupid.
All right. Do you want to finish off with a few comment on YouTube Shorts?
Yeah, sure. Actually, sounds good.
I've seen some channels. All they do is respond to basically TikToks.
Right. Hey,
It's like you get, like-
98,401, 98,401, 98,401, 98,000. I mean, I've been
What's that?
waiting since February to get to the 4, dude. Do you know that, Jason?
No,
You got more subs than me in the past 7 months.
That's because I opened like 40 different like YouTube accounts.
I had a meeting. I had a meeting with the fucking Pentagon, and I exposed the moon. It's not. Nothing's happening. Like I say, see the narcissism.
There you go. But it's the narcissism we've come to love.
Yeah. Well, that's the world. That's people are designed to be narcissists. Narcissists.
This is
Jason.
scary.
Jason.
Yeah.
I had a psoas muscle that cramped up on me really bad when I was playing college football.
Yeah.
And I tried the conventional doctors.
Yeah.
And they wanted to cut. They wanted to drug me up, and
it's stupid, eh? There's no relief, like physical relief or therapy, like right off the bat. We'll give you this. We'll operate that. It's going to cost. It's money, eh? I'm sorry. I believe it's all designed about money. Like, why?
I've heard great stories about chiropractors, and I've heard horror stories about chiropractors, but my spinal stenosis is horrible today.
Well, I was gonna say, it was when I found a good chiropractor was when my life started turning around. And you find a good chiropractor, and that one that you had on the screen,
yeah.
I've seen him before. He is one of the good ones.
Yeah,
that ring dinger, you can make fun of it, but that's the real deal, my friend.
No, I
That's
keep on
the real
seeing it.
deal.
Watching it. It's like crack. You can hear, and I'm like,
I've had it done, Garland Farms, and Jason and LA. I was my ex-girlfriend Melanie a long time ago. One of my first girlfriends. Her father was a chiropractor, and I was a big guy, but not that big back then. And I remember him lifting me up. But him, it was like the people that are not good chiropractors. They think that they have to make your back crack or hurt you to be able to feel it. So he was like standing on my back and pressing and stuff like that. I think for 3 weeks I couldn't walk. I was sore for 3 weeks after that. And I said, "Your fucking dad ain't gonna touch me anymore." I mean, I don't know what he did. It was breaking my neck basically.
Let's check this one out. See what he's gonna do. Sling test.
I didn't see it, sir.
Today's that day.
Oh yeah, they fly.
It's crazy. This guy's not even impressive. There's one guy
he's aiming in the friggin' face with not a slingshot, a different type of slingshot. It holds by the velocity and then it flings out when you fly.
Well, this is the kind of slingshot in the times of
Goliath
of the Bible and stuff like that.
David and Goliath.
Exactly. This one is cool. It's impressive. There's another guy. He had it way further, and it was like an object far, and he did, and they don't just fling it, like they kind of fling it, but then they do like almost like a twirl movement.
They come back, sort of almost like the shot put, eh? Almost like the shot put when they're going to throw the shot put and they swing at the last minute there.
Yeah.
Bro,
let's talk about the ancient warriors of Bali.
Imagine 4 police there. You kill someone right away. Just with that, the police in the crowd like that, puck, forehead, temple, he's dead. That's a dangerous weapon.
Yeah.
Slingers of old hailed from the Balearic Islands in Greece. They trained from youth. And there's even an old story that basically goes, in order to eat their bread, they had to hit it first with a stone. They were coveted as mercenaries. And when the Romans came to try and subjugate them, there's even stories that the Romans were getting their boats sunk by these slingers. Slings are split pouch, so as opposed to the hammock in the back, they had a split. Slings themselves were generally made out of jute twine, and you can see on this frayed one here, this is a 54-strand sling. They generally carried 3 different slings of different varying lengths. For the sling, the more distance, the more power you can get out of it. They could throw 10 to 15 a minute, and they could go well outside the range of a bow, up to 300 to 400 yards. So they could throw a rock well over 100 miles an hour. Force has been
What? So imagine setting
the right way round without.
Hey, go ahead.
Imagine setting up slings on rods. Okay, all those slingshots at the top, and just people continually putting it into the machine, and the machine's always turning. That's ever see them with the arrows? The arrows, like during the castles, where they used to shoot like 100,000 arrows, and they used to go like out of the sky. It was worse than fighting with a gun, man. It's crazy. Ever see that with the arrows?
Yep. This is.
I love this. These are my favorite videos. Yeah, the beard guy.
Arm wrestling. I really like arm wrestling, but this I don't know. I guess sometimes I like to see people just get smacked and fall.
Well, I like the ones that come here and says, "I'm going to kill you," and then you slap him and he falls down.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry there. If you have a beard, you are a cheater. I'll have a beard on my face. You can slap me with a bat. I'm not even going to bleed. There's nothing going to happen with a beard on my face. Get slapped with a beard. Nothing's going to happen. Can you bust a window with an SOS pad? No. You can't do the opposite either.
What's this guy doing? This guy. Sorry, I bet you not this guy, but I don't know this Silva guy. He pops up on shorts a lot. Amazing voice, I think. I was surprised. Kind of high pitched, but like doesn't.
When you look at, I'm sure he's gonna go. How was this side with your shoulders?
Most of them are good.
Never mind,
Not him.
Like you.
The other.
He has an accent, very good voice.
Nothing but the best for you. Don't forget me.
They're singing with an application, dude.
That's the first one, obviously.
They have voice. That's voice
floor.
tuner, dude. That there, he was singing with voice tuner. That's not his voice.
Welcome to World
Watch
Champ.
all of them. He's a real singer. He has.
But he's using a voice tuner, like Cher.
Yeah.
Do I believe it? Everyone uses it. Auto voice. Cher used it.
Welcome to World Champ.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. I can't prove that it's not. So I can't say no, it's not. I'm saying I think it's not. And if you put that in my head now, I enjoy it, and now I don't enjoy. So you ruined that guy.
It's fake voice. He's using auto tune. If you take auto tune off, he talk like this. No.
Championships in Fukuoka, Japan. Come to the edge of the 20-meter platform.
Dude, this gives me vertigo.
This is where we'll be competing all week.
No.
Is this the one where she never jumps and takes an hour for the
Here
jump?
we go. Team Canada's first dives.
I'm getting vertigo just here. More of a man than me.
Bit burns. Well,
Here.
it's bit burns. You know why they do that, eh? To reinforce their fists. To do that, yeah.
Okay, well, now are they going to do some weird feat at the end?
It's gonna transfer over to Danielson on the post.
This is what happens when they take away our Netflix and our social media.
If that video has 4.3 million views, I'm going to take my life.
That's 4.3 million thumbs. Not everybody put thumbs up.
That's even worse.
Wow, yeah. Does that make you feel good, JD? The effort you put for your shorts all that time, and then you got this guy that like busts his head.
Watch what Joel Osteen says about sin.
Does he take off, you think?
What the hell?
I was pulling out of the road. What?
What a piece of shite.
What did I do?
Cop.
Can I say anything?
No, I'm doing that.
Nope.
Now put your kickstand down.
You can do it. I can't do it.
What grounds?
Go ahead. You can do it from here. Got it. Up off the side.
Handcuffs before putting a stand down. Oh, the piece of I would go to jail, man. I'd punch him right in the face. Honestly, I'd go to jail. Rip his throat out. I can't stand these piece of shit cops.
There's one William Detective. It's a YouTube site there, and it's kind of like police cam and stuff like that. Sometimes it's the police that are wrong and stuff like that.
I watch them all the time. Yeah. So there's some bad cops and there's some very good cops. You can see a lot of cops are good.
Yeah.
But any association, you'll have some bad ones. And
He's not allowed, right, in the States to do that, to put you in handcuffs without telling you why.
No, you got to read your Miranda rights, I would think.
Yeah. Like I know that these bikes often what they'll do is they're so fast that they'll stop and then they'll just take off on the cop. But still,
they'll do tricks. They'll say, "You know why I'm stopping you?" If the guy says no, you don't say no.
Yeah,
you say, "You know how fast you were going?" Don't say no. If you say no, that's the code for a bike or something. Now he did that like as a code or something. I don't know why. Sheriff too on top of it. I saw that one. Watch the car. The car will double up on him. Not even comparable. The bike's going 300K, dude, and he passed him.
Yeah, what kind of bikes were they? Oh, they were
freaking ninjas, man, and ninjas and bombs. They're zooped up bombs, dude. Look at the car. 1, 2, and 3. 2 speeds.
I love college students.
Higher
learning, the most deep and amazingly intelligent are high school or our university students.
I don't care being lied about.
Why is it a lie?
Because I'm not a fascist. I believe in a free society. Let me ask you, who's the fascist? The guy that's smiling in the sun, or the 500 people barking trying to prevent me from speaking?
I don't think any of them are fascist. How do you feel about being called a fascist? What's your opinion on that?
I don't care. Right? That's what I think.
Well, that is good.
That is effing awesome. And you know what? If he misses it, he can just throw himself back down. Like if he hits his feet on the bricks, he can throw himself back down.
There you go.
Gravity. She'd be a good astronaut. She would be a good astronaut.
Calling her a dude. We're misgendering, but that's nowadays. I think that's actually a compliment. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I am weird as fuck.
I'm really weird.
Oh God, can I trust you with my back?
I don't know. I can't even trust myself with my thoughts.
I'm really nervous. What are you gonna do?
I'm just vibing.
Ooh.
C6 all the way.
Oh my God.
You know what? I used to do that when I was a chiropractor, but I used to have noodles in my hand. You grab spaghetti noodles and just.
This is my third time doing this.
Oh my God.
Actually, it's my fourth time.
Oh,
that's so cool.
Damn.
High five.
It's cool, but you know what? It's not good, eh? Because Jason,
I know.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what happens? Bubbles, gas bubbles form. Even when you bust your like crack your knuckles, behind the popping sound, they say it's gas. It's not even your bone. Did you know that? The popping sound.
I've heard about that. To be honest,
it's a gas bubble. You're like, oh, frick, when you tell you it's a gas bubble, you freak me out. You know.
So you know who these two guys are?
Nope.
I think there's a risk in anything going to the dentist. I think that some people, if they're really like in a bad situation, you know, maybe it's worth taking a chance. But yeah, like to say like no, it's impossible for a chiropractor to possibly make things worse and hurt you. You know, like, it's a risk
for sure.
But I think
when it's a last resort, sometimes you have no choice. That's for sure.
Yeah. But like, how do you know which one's a good one? Like, is there a registry and stuff like that?
Exactly. Like you know, after you go, he was not a good one.
Time, Howard. Bullshit pays so I can sit out here, waste my life away, drag back home and drink my troubles away.
I like that.
It's a damn shame.
That's a new song.
What the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is.
An old one.
Oh, it is. Living in the middle
Doing this song, but
world
what I'm trying to do.
with an whole soul.
Do it fast.
These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think. Wanna know what.
Wait until the end. Ooh.
I wanted to hear that one again. You mind? Could I hear that one again after, Jason?
This one? Yeah.
No, after. Sorry, like the song that you just played?
Yeah. I can play it. It says to wait to the end.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Fastball.
2 days I've been kind of like just going through shorts and laughing almost every one. They're doing
Yeah,
it
it feels
online.
good, man. It feels good that sometimes you have to do it. Hey, Jason, it
Hey?
feels good. It feels good that you go through a stream of videos where you're laughing your head off, and it's like it puts you in a good mood. I do that at least once every 3 days. You know,
It was like a brain dead stream, but
I wanted to hear that song.
You
one more
wanted
time,
this
yeah.
or the actual song?
No, that is the actual
this?
song. Yeah, just that one.
Okay.
Bullshit pays so I can sit out here, waste my life away, drag back home and drink my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you.
It doesn't work.
I
This song,
could just
you gotta
wake
hear.
up and it not be true.
What?
I don't know why a song is playing like that. It's like I can't even hear the song.
No? Maybe I should stop it. I don't want to get a strike. It seems like it's a lot of the guy's song too.
Oh Christ! With everything that you just showed, man.
You know me, I get away with everything.
Yeah. Well, don't play it. That's Anthony, Oliver Anthony. He recently made it. He exploded and got really popular, man. But it's as long as you don't sing the words, I can play some of the music, but I can't sing the words.
Double time, Howard.
All right, let's find some.
Do you ever worry?
You guys,
These
you guys are all
whatever
just
ones
like
are
really
interesting.
misogynistic.
How do you define misogyny?
I don't know. I don't like this.
I'm just asking how you define misogyny.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
Are you okay?
I'm
Like,
sorry,
do you
dude.
want-
I'm
you-
so
like, you wanna
sick
go
of the
as in
left
leave?
crap.
Hashtags no.
I mean, I want to hurt them. I want to hurt them all. They make me so mad. The baby's dying, and this is happening, and that, and the babies, and oh my god! And for fuck's sake.
Meanwhile, in Israel, every single 18-year-old has to serve in the military for 2 to 3 years. So, like every 18-year-old kid in Israel now is in Gaza, and this lady's she's crying because misogyny is too much.
You know what? I bet
Is
you
it
if they
'cause I
asked her
asked how you
to see
define
what the meaning
misogyny?
is, she didn't even fucking know. Doesn't even know the meaning of it.
Yeah, let's play it. Let's see what she says.
Is that
No, I'd like to go home if that's allowed.
because I asked about how you define misogyny?
You guys are all just like really misogynistic.
How do you define misogyny?
I don't know.
There
I
you
don't
go.
like this.
She doesn't know. You see what she said?
How do you? I'm just asking how you define misogyny. Are you okay? Like, do you want you want to go as in leave?
I'm okay, but I don't know
Is it
what it
because I asked how you define misogyny? Is that
No, I'd like to go home if that's allowed.
because I asked about
That's the third time it
how
plays.
you
right?
define
Keep playing it.
misogyny?
You guys are all just like really misogynist.
These people that you've interacted with, what's your reaction to them when you talk to them, the pedophiles, when you talk to them and when you arrest them?
When they start talking and I look into their eyes, that's when I sense something that really scares the hell out of me. And the way they talk about children when they get there, and it's something that they've been able to normalize, and they're speaking to me about children almost like they're talking about, the weather, or talking about buying and selling children like you talk about buying and selling computer parts or an automobile or something. And that's where I thought something has taken over you. Something non-human has made you less human. And I've never been able to figure it out. Only that it creeps me out, and I usually end up getting them to confess because they have brought themselves to a place where
they think they're okay. They think that it's somehow normal.
There really is evil in this world. Do not make the mistake of ignoring its presence or calling it a matter of opinion or preference.
Yeah, because now you've all probably had heard that, right? MAPS, pedophilia, not a good word anymore. That comes, from the patriarchy. So now it's MAPS, minor attractive persons. Okay.
Yeah. Pedophile cults.
So they're normalizing that. We know that if children we look at the books that are being read about certain ideologies and the world of sex and stuff like that, it's explicit. There's
lots of coding too. There's lots of things that people don't know. Like, for example, the double hearts and triple hearts, the hearts that are all layered, the same heart that they put on the freaking Care Bears and on the My Little Ponies, it's representation of a pedophile cult ring. And they have those. They have also the panda bear. There's a lot of channels that you see the pedophiles. They will post the panda, like silly panda or the dark panda. It's all
emojis that mean something that we don't even know. But it's
exactly. So, hey, how's it going? Have you posted any videos recently? No, but love you. And they post 3 hearts. So the guy goes to the community and whatnot.
It's a sexualization of the children. We know that. On every
Balenciaga.
level,
Balenciaga did it. You know that?
From confusing gender, from realities, unfortunate of biology, and this is happening in our schools.
Balenciaga, remember with the announcement?
Look in Canada. Remember the big-breasted guy that had a prosthesis?
Oh my God! Don't even talk about that cunt.
Like that. And they were prosthetic, and this is my identity, and this is how and he was teaching in the schools and stuff like that. And it's coming. It's just a slow thing. Well, now they're talking about why is 18 a special number? Like, why 18? What's so special? Some children mature and they're mature earlier. So see, they're trying to push it back.
Of course,
to the point where it's
they
like
put the legal age for kids at 16, and then that's what they're gonna do.
It's coming.
We have Arabs coming into this country. It has nothing to do with freaking racism. It gets me so mad. Those people, have sex with 12-year-olds, and then they come in the country. They get caught doing pedophilia and trying to hook up with 12-year-old kids. It makes me freaking mad. It makes me so mad. They're indoctrinating sexually the kids in schools now. They were doing that in Canada too, in the States and all around the country. If I was in school, dude, my kid was in school there. Brandon was still in school. No fucking way would I not be protesting in front there. And I wouldn't care about any LGBTQ 6013. It would come out and tell me to leave. I am not racist. Man, at the beginning there, they made, I shut up. Even Black Lives Matter. You don't want to talk about, think of it, a white guy talking against Black Lives Matter. It's a bunch of thugs. Black lives do matter, but not the group, right? The group is a terror group, like Antifa. They're Marxists. They're Marxists. They made money, and it's legal in the States to be a Marxist, where you can bring people to say, "I'm raising money for Black people," and then just fuck off after. You're allowed.
Yeah, the only politics I follow, which I hardly follow anymore, Matt Walsh and that gang, because they're like Republican, more Republican minded, stuff like that. So they have their Republican spins on stuff like that. Yeah. No, it's happening in the States. It's I don't know.
Hey man, I kept my tan. I kept my tan this year. It's the first time that it's been a long time.
You're out a lot though, right? Doing the
but bro, there hasn't been sun here in 6 weeks. There's no sun there. I'm tan from the summer, and my stomach is pitch black, but my legs are white, like white paint posts.
Hey Horace, give us 3.
Hey Peter.
Hey.
Ooh.
Yeah, he stops. I saw that one. Hey boy, give it to your little kid to go feed him. Go feed the tiger.
Okay, guys.
What's that? Enough with that one.
Okay, guys, I got one.
Oh, this.
People around the world are attempting to stop vessels reportedly carrying weapons to Israel amid Tel Aviv's incessant bombardment of Palestine's Gaza, demanding that their governments not be complicit in the violent killings of thousands of Palestinians.
I'm here at the port of Oakland with a group that's protesting the departure of this ship.
In Oakland, California,
I don't agree because I've met a lot of high value men who are very successful that want a woman who has passion and drive and focus as well.
Let me ask you a question. On that. I can ask the whole table. Yes or no? Do you think that men lie to get laid?
Yes.
Do you think men will tell you what you want to hear to get laid?
Never.
Go ahead. Please answer, please.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing about like men in the entertainment industry, especially like in music, maybe they're a little more established in their music career. They probably want to fuck you and sleep with you, and they're going to gas you up. Oh yeah, you're such a great singer.
You know what,
In an
what I
effort to
love the
beg
most,
you.
Jason?
Oh, let me help you produce.
I don't
When you
agree
see
because
a
I've met a
woman-
lot of high value men who are very successful that want a woman who has passion.
Hold that right here and hold that right here. Don't move. You guys are gonna lift me up. Go ahead. To your waist. Okay. Just like that. Don't move. Okay. Now, give me the rope.
Hey, I saw that's a levitation fake video.
Okay.
When I'm gonna.
Why is sex typically the
But
first thing that's
the
withheld when
other
women don't get
part.
what they
I
want?
only saw the other
Manipulation.
part. That was weird.
Eh?
It was weird because I didn't see what the making of it. I saw like the levitation video. Where
Yeah,
he
I
was
saw that
like-
start too, and that's why I was wondering. But it looks like something that might just waste my time.
Hold that right
Oh, yeah,
here
there
and
you go.
hold that right here.
Let's check it out.
Don't move. You guys are gonna lift me up. Go ahead. To your waist. Okay. Just like that. Don't move.
But then they cut, you
Give me
know.
the rope.
Yeah.
Perfect. When I'm gonna count to
That would be
three,
a cut.
you guys are gonna push me up, okay? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. You know what?
Why is sex typically the first thing that's withheld when women don't get what they want?
Manipulation.
What does that say about what women actually contribute to a relationship?
I mean, that doesn't mean shit. Sex doesn't mean shit about what they
Well, once
bring
again,
to.
if it didn't mean anything, why would it be the first thing that's withheld?
Manipulation. It's just a manipulation. It's tactic. It's the easiest one to bring forward.
Isn't that the same thing as using sex as a weapon against men?
Yeah.
Why is sex typically the first thing that's withheld?
Today, my mom told me she no longer loves me and I am up for adoption.
That is not what I said. I said you can't have second dinner.
Today, my mom told me.
Hey, excuse me. Hey, hi, how you doing? Sorry to bother you. My name is David. I'm a photographer. I take pictures of people. I thought you look lovely. I was
Can
gonna
I
see if
take
can
a
get you,
picture of
a
your
quick
boobs,
photo.
please?
Can I see what I do?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Nicole.
David.
Nice to
I
meet
know
you.
this guy.
usually
This is
like
my
this
work.
awesome.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. What I do is I just go to strangers, ask for a picture, just post the results.
I'm not that photogenic, I don't think.
I think you are.
Okay.
She's, how much is she in her appearance like pretty wise? 10 would be the ideal hottest woman, everything's there. 0 would be okay. So yes, we're being immature or misogynistic. We are going to rate the attractive just physically. We don't know this lady.
I got no problem
how
with
much
that.
would it be
I
on?
could very easily do that.
I think she's
Too confident. I'm going all out. I'm going to be judgmental.
6.5?
She's too overconfident. Well, what we have to rate them in numbers? You mean?
Physical beauty. Just if she's
Can
a
I see her
beautiful
again?
person, how much would you rate her in a beauty contest? Kind of thing.
I'd have to see her again because I wasn't looking at her face.
Excuse me. Hey, hi, how you doing? Sorry to bother you. My name is David. I'm a photographer. I take pictures of people. I thought you look lovely. I was gonna see if I can get you like a quick photo. Can I show you what I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very normal.
I don't know. Or maybe some people are offended or something. I give her a 6.5.
I have
What do
a
you
hard.
out of
I
10?
have a hard time because I have some attraction to a woman that's not necessarily beautiful, depending on certain features and stuff like that. But for me, this is regular attractive woman, but that I wouldn't. I just can't rate her. My God, I
Well,
wouldn't
see,
give her very high.
this is why I
6.5. You're
want to
in.
rate. No, I want to rate because this guy, he takes photos, and it's sometimes once in a while it's like, oh, nothing impressive. Sometimes it's like, wow, man, like beautiful. So I want to see. Don't overthink it. Rate her, whatever, roughly.
All right, she's a 7.
But then after he's going to show the pictures at the end, I want to see, did your rating in her aesthetic beauty increase or pretty much the same?
Okay.
Did the way he photographed her without any makeup or anything, just from angles and photography, did he augment her beauty or not? That's why we're going to vote before and then after.
All right, so you said 6.5.
wanna
I'm
do that?
actually right on that money, Jason. I'm right on that. She's not
Okay.
a 7. I'll go with 6.5.
Okay, so me and Bruce, it's 6.5.
But again, it's because I heard her. I'm having a hard time because I heard her character. If I hear someone's energy and character, I'll get a different opinion of them right away.
Yeah, I'll try and mute it. Okay, so Alex says an 8. 7 is Rose. I have a 6.5. Bruce has a 6.5. Garland, are you comfortable giving a misogynistic number to this lady? Is he here?
Audio's cut, buddy.
Whose audio?
His audio, Garland. His mouth's moving, but we can't hear him.
Yeah. Sorry. How on mute mic?
No, it's him. It's him. He has to unmute his mic.
I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got it.
LA.
I give her a 6.5.
Okay, so Bruce, me, and
But now
okay.
we're just the angle.
LA?
Hold on. Just the angle that she's at now. I'm already at 7.2 now.
Try and stick to a final number before we see the picture.
I don't have it. 7.
Okay, for now. Okay, so tell me to stop if you change your mind. LA, what's your number?
I need to see it again.
Okay, we'll do again. The reason we're doing this is that this is a photographer. So what he does is he just randomly goes around. I've seen him often, and I'm quite impressed with his photography skill. Once in a while, I see one that I'm like, nah, she pretty much looks exactly like before. But that's why we're gonna
do
this. So LA, do you have you have to see it again? You said okay. So I'll share
Yes.
screen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She's right there on the screen.
Yeah,
She's
I'll
right
put-
on the screen there.
Yeah, I'll
Today-
try to mute on her.
Excuse me.
Bruce is there. Okay, so we're looking at her. Scale of 10, strictly aesthetic beauty.
Aesthetic beauty of face or aesthetic beauty of body? Because I rated the face.
No,
Didn't
anything
count.
that's seen. Anything that's seen.
Well, dude, there's a difference. If you want boob ratings or if you want friggin' nose ratings, it's the difference.
It's a
Whole body?
overall, whatever you captured. what
Well,
would you
I'm going to
say?
I'm pretty sure that Alex is thinking the same thing as me, and I'm going to be having 8 for the same reason, but
Yeah, I'm sticking to 6.5.
she's a pretty older lady.
Yeah, she is. So let's see the pictures.
She's not white either, and she has maybe be Iranian.
He always shows the end result, and it's,
Yeah, he takes 75,000 pictures. Like,
no. Like I said, like sometimes it's like, oh, okay, but sometimes like the girls, the way the angles are, it's very.
no, I
nice.
saw him. He's pretty good. That guy. I know this guy, and he gets some really nice shots.
He's gonna show it right at the end
Yeah.
there. No, I would.
No, well, you know what? She
say
said
it
it.
stayed the same.
Hold
That
on.
one-
You know what? She said it. She's a pretty lady, but she said, I'm not photogenic. And it actually shows in the picture that she was not comfortable, is what I feel. Because
Yeah. No,
if
he
she had
did.
her hands placed properly, if you tell him, all right, place your hands like this and that, she could have got some nice shots. See, look at that guy's hands.
Let's see.
It's like
I went and pressed.
Did not.
I don't
Oh, I
think you
thought he had
understand
his
that in
hands
one
in his
case,
fucking shirt,
we are
man.
talking about people who are being oppressed.
I did pray for arms and legs, but arms and legs did not come. Because of fear, I concluded God's not real. There is no hope. I'm alone. I'll always be alone. I'll never get married. Even if I got married, I can't even hold my wife's hand. Even if I had kids, I can't even hold my children when they're crying. I am sorry if you've been abused. I'm sorry if someone has mistreated you. I'm sorry if you're struggling with something that I don't know about. But I want you to know something, that you don't know what miracles can come from your broken pieces until you give your broken pieces a chance. I did pray for arms and legs, but
We have satellites in
I must be
space that are
retarded. I didn't understand anything of that. I didn't understand one word of anything that he said. I was trying to understand that the guy, I don't know if he was on Mars or if I'm stoned right now. I didn't understand. I didn't hear anything coming out of his mouth except for the pieces that he's missing are the ones that are attacking and stuff. It didn't make any sense.
No, it was pretty clear, unless the volume wasn't.
I did pray for arms and legs, but arms and legs did not come.
He did the
because of fear. I concluded.
So he did all the prayers, none of that worked. So he concluded, "There's no God, there's nothing." Right?
Yeah,
So
that's fine. It's at the end.
There is no hope.
There's no hope. So
I'm alone.
He's going through that.
I'll always be alone.
Well, I guess
I'll never get married.
The ender.
Even if I got married, I can't even hold my wife's hand.
That makes sense.
Even if I had kids, I can't even hold my children when they're crying. I am sorry if you've been abused. I'm sorry if.
So he's trying to say, like, he's trying to be motivational, like, don't play the victim.
Someone has
that I get that part.
I'm sorry if you're struggling with something that I don't know about.
Watch.
But I want you to know something, that you don't know what miracles can come from your broken pieces until you give your broken pieces a chance.
Yeah, well, it's like him, for example. He's a he's a motivational speaker, and he goes around, and he's obviously has a lot of challenges. And human beings, we tend to, if we're not mindful.
No, I get it, but he said give your broken pieces a chance. I just thought that
like an alcoholic going to AA. To help another alcoholic out of that situation, because only one alcoholic knows how the other alcoholic is. That's bringing your alcoholism, your broken pieces, and giving them a chance to.
You know what we have to do? We have to make like a Bruce and Jason, but like a Siskel and Ebert, and completely destroy every video, movie, channel, anything we talk about. Like straight up.
Have
look at
satellites.
this guy's stupid face. Look at this guy's ass. Look at this guy's nose.
Well, we're definitely
I did pray for arms.
I don't think you understand.
I did.
We have.
I'd be up for that.
We have satellites in
This
space.
is for you. I don't know if this is.
What do you say? We're opposites?
Yeah. So it would be great because Siskel and Ebert they always had, like, two opposite kind of people,
Yeah. I always thought we were similar, but
yeah.
I'm teasing you.
Well, no, well, we're similar, but I don't know.
I just think it's our explanation. I think we both understand a lot of the same things, but we have different terms that we use, about certain things. But
that are listening for information.
Well, I said this one's for you because I don't know what it's about, but I saw aliens and stuff. So
Yeah, right
this one's.
I did.
We have satellites in space that are listening for information, patterns, and alien languages right now. But what does this tell us about God? Check it out.
Designing to recognize that something like DNA is actually designed.
Yeah, because in every other instance we see genetic code, we know it always comes from a mind. So, for example, if you're walking along the beach and you see in the sand, John loves Mary, you don't say, well, the crabs did that, right? Or the weeds lapped up against the sand and made John loves Mary in the sand. We know how that had to be an intelligent being, right? This is why when we train our satellites out into the atmosphere, we're looking for certain patterns in the radio waves. This is called SETI, Search Extraterrestrial Intelligence. If we get a certain pattern, we'll know there's intelligent life out there, because natural laws themselves don't create the kind of what is known as specified complexity that a message is. So we know that messages always come from minds. And when we see in a living thing a message that's 3.5 billion letters long in every one of your 100 trillion cells, we go, intelligence.
We have satellites in space
because the
that
sun,
are listening for
the sun there,
information.
when the radiation comes from the sun, or when there's a fast radio burst, or a gamma ray or pulsar out in space, explosions. It's not a natural it's a natural reading. They'll know that it's the sun frequency coming. They'll see a radio source. But when it's an alien using a spacecraft, Hubble telescope and James Webb telescope, they pick up pulsations where they go beep, 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 and that's not a star. So that means it's a message, man, out millions of light years away, probably not even that far, maybe 300 light years away, which just 1 light year is almost like it's billions of miles, very, very far, trillions if not. But there's definitely other planets out there. God was busy, I'm pretty sure, anything out there, it was creating a whole shitload of stuff. It's already 11:19, man.
Yeah. We don't have to stay on too long.
No, it was fun, man. No regrets. I wanted to stop by to say hi and
let's say you meet a guy.
Didn't
We have satellites.
We can go on a little longer or anything. Like I said, it was just a fun thing. We're verging on
well,
2
you
hours.
guys can continue on. I might it's because I want to go jump in the shower. I gotta start the videos for me. It's 11 o'clock. I want to go see outside if there's any viewing tonight. So
No, I take it back. Like we do when we talk on the phone, we have tons of stuff in common and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, but I know I got what you mean before. It's that you and I together, we do have a broad variation of a whole bunch of different theories. So we get some good. Look at Siskel and Ebert. That was the funniest bloody thing. They were totally useless there. Saying, well, you look at the Star Wars, made absolutely no sense. The Darth Vader came down, and it's obvious not the Return of the Jedi could have done this. It's ridiculous. It's funny, Siskel and Ebert. Remember with his round glasses, big tubby with the white hair. it was funny.
Which one died? Both now, or I know one that died earlier. It wasn't a throat cancer, or am I wrong?
Could have been. Well, I don't know. Probably.
Let's give.
Did he have a cyst or something?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Siskel. Must be Siskel.
Smarty.
Let's do
3 more. Let's do 3 more, and then we'll cut it quits.
Garland, did you talk?
I got to run.
All right, Garland. Have a good one.
It was nice seeing you, buddy.
You too.
These are fun.
Take care.
You too, man. I'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, absolutely. They're always fun. It's like family, man.
Yeah.
And go. Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm telling you, like the ones that I've been watching the last few days they were gold, man. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to just like once in a while watch this and have anybody call on and start laughing at these things, but they haven't been that good. It's like,
let's say you meet a guy and he's like, I
yo,
want to provide for you. I want to take care of you. He's happy to pay for the bill on the first date and the subsequent dates. And he's like,
I can't stand it, bro. I can't stand when a girl. Maybe it's because I don't know. I shouldn't be saying it. I read energy so much. I could tell you if a person is egocentric. There's certain things I don't know why that I can find out. I could tell right away if someone's going to be all for themselves. I've met quite a few women in my life, not in relationships, but friends there that had an arrogance. I know guys are the same there. Like Genos, Genos, the guy Genos. I know a lot of girl Genos. It's not the same thing, but they think they're higher class and they do certain things that to attract a guy, like to notice them and stuff. And when it happens for me, it's like I'm on a radar. It's like I notice it. They fascinate me. I'm like, what is she trying to do? They're not authentic, Some of them. I'm not saying all women there. I'm saying some of the ones that I encounter weren't authentic. Never fake to be somebody else if you want to meet somebody, because once you sit down with that person is going to see right through you. It's important to show your.
This is becoming an issue for all of these apps, people that put pictures and statistics and on their profile that it's not them. It's like a nice picture of them maybe 20 years ago when they were like a little bit,
Yes, it's okay. It's okay if they
arrive and it's like why are you lying? You're going to meet the person.
Yeah, and it's okay if they have an older photo. I've done it myself too, but I mean, don't tell people this is me. Yeah, it's you. It's you in 76. And some of them don't tell me, but when you see a girl, I saw one woman said, people were asking her, is that a recent image? She goes, yes. and you see that
Yeah.
there's a Herbie car in the background that's brand new. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
like from the 70s, so you know it's
Yeah,
definitely not something
like,
new.
wait a minute, some Americans waving a flag with
Yeah,
pride
it's like
over there.
she has the glasses with the points on it there, for fuck's sakes, like from the 60s. You know very well that it's not from something today modern, so makes me laugh.
Here, let's play this one more, and then I'm gonna stop it too because I want to go watch some TV with Shell. She's back, so
right on.
Let's say you meet a guy and he's like, yo, I want to provide for you. I want to take care of you. He's happy to pay for the bill on the first date and the subsequent dates. And he's like, this whole like you having a business thing and like going and working out in the world, I don't really want you to do that, but I am going to take care of you. And you trust him and he wants you to be like a stay-at-home mom. Would you be open to that?
I would ask, why don't you want me to work?
Well, I can answer as a guy who wants a wife who's a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Why would I want my wife out in the world working for some random guy?
I knew he was
when
gonna
she could
say
be
that.
home with, like, I have my own business, you know, like I want my woman with me, cooking for me, being there to support me, to take care of me, to hang out with. That's something women are very, very good at when they dedicate themselves to it. Why would I want my woman out there working at some corporation or whatever when she could be home with me? Why would I want her to do that?
Yeah.
Let's say you meet a guy and he's like, yo.
So they didn't show a reaction. Pissed me off. I was just waiting to see what she was gonna fucking say. Man,
I'm
that
very,
makeup,
very strong
with
on-
all that makeup, dude, with all the spray net, with the shirt that you had to find to be sure that the boobs were sitting on top of the shirt. I notice it's not that she's a bad person, but a lot of people need love to be loved.
I saw that.
And if they're not having guys, some women, if they don't have guys telling them they're attractive, they feel unattractive. And that's nothing to do with sluttiness. I'm talking about someone that just can't not have that attention, you know. It's not everybody that can hold their love for one person. It's something I've never had problems doing, but you know, it's something that's not easy for everyone.
This hookup culture is doing way more damage to women than it is to men. I watch that podcast because the girls are crying and they're upset, and they've been sold a lie that no, you know, sexual empowerment, a woman becoming a dirty dog like a guy, screwing everybody and all that stuff, and not dating and just hooking up and all that, it's going to make you happier, you know. And then you throw in the pornography, and that's what the woman expects the man wants, the man does, and pornography, this sexual liberation, this idea that monogamy is the patriarchy, it's control, and don't go.
I never had any porn in a relationship. I didn't have to. That's like being in bed and you have a woman that comes and say, "Hey, look at my toy." You know what I answer when I hear that? The first time I ever saw a girl show me her toy, right? I looked at it and I said, "Is that a baseball bat? Like what is that?" So I said, "You do know I have a penis, right?" Like I told her, I said, I got one, right? Like, I mean, why do you need that?
A real one.
Yeah, exactly. No, but a lot of the girls that I went out with thought that the guys were turned on by that. You know why? Because they get one that's turned on by the vibrator or whatever. Then after that, everyone's like, the girls will automatically, that's like the guy that has sex with a girl, that the girl's saying, deeper. It's like a friggin' Yeti up her butt. And it's like, it doesn't do anything to her. So then he gets another girl and he wants to be rough. And the woman's like, stop being so painful and evil. It's like people mind themselves, you know, and they get so, why am I talking about this?
Well, it's just all over the place. Look, I go to the pharmacy, okay? And okay, there's the condom section with the lubes and stuff like that, and all that stuff. But there's vibrators and dildos, and on top of it, it's a dual penetration one. So it's one that goes into the rectum and the and I'm like, this is a pharmacy, and I'm like,
poor Jason. I'm really
bring
sorry.
that.
Okay, cut off. Cut off.
It's like, just bring that. Like, how do you just arrive? You bring it, and then you're like, lube and some
Like,
hemorrhoid
come on,
cream.
Jason. Stick it in your butt and stick the other end in someone else. It's like,
Why not?
Yeah, I know.
You're so antisocial. You don't want to ever do anything. But this was at the pharmacy, so it's like, I don't know, weird stuff. Dildos, there's shops, there's adult sex shops.
Oh, God, nothing again. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that if you're in a bed with a guy, I guarantee you, ladies, if you bring out a dildo while you're in bed with a freaking guy, how can the guy be impressed that because he enjoys seeing something go up her? I enjoy what I got going up into her. For me, it's out of there. It's like I should, and you know what I wanted to do? I should do that at one point. And if ever happens again, a girl like, oh, I got one of these vibe things. You know what I should do is take out one. I'm gonna buy one, a big black one, big long one, thick one. I'm gonna say, awesome. We'll each use it to see her reaction to me saying I'm gonna use it on me, and you're gonna watch me. And I'll go on my all fours, and I'll be like, hey, look, babe, is that turning you on? You know, it's like, it's not, I don't know. That's a little visual, eh? It's like,
I don't know. It's,
this makes me laugh.
I don't know how people could go to like a sex shop. Like you're going to a sex shop, you understand, but like to go to a pharmacy and stock up on that and stuff. It's like,
yeah, like the guy hides dildos in the garage. It's like, dude, get yourself checked out. There's something wrong there.
my first not first girlfriend, but she was a respiratory therapist with me, and so she was a man eater. Like she was a man eater. She would destroy men. Okay.
Yeah, I know a couple.
Yeah, really, like psychologically,
and she's acting like she's never danced before.
So it was like a game. It was
no reaction
to try and demasculinize, like to like hit, and stuff like that. And yeah, it was like there's a fight. I go to bed, and then all of a sudden you'd hear like.
That's so fucking funny. Keep talking. I'm listening.
Nothing, and then it's like. So, anyways, we get in a fight, and it ends up being, I think, Easter weekend. So we break up. I go to get my stuff. Looks really bad. We break up. I go the next day. The whole apartment on Sherbrooke and Papineau they lived was empty. They took everything. They took the appliances. They took the clothes. They took everything. They left my clothes. And the only thing that was left was the vibrator.
You can't hear that?
So I took the vibrator.
Can you hear that, Jason?
Yeah. I guess this is no longer a Christian channel.
Did you hear the vibration?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, man, I thought I was talking to myself. Yeah. I was like, forget it. I was going. It's not a vibrator, by the way. It's a.
But
it can be used though.
She was a weird, like she was very weird psychologically and stuff like that. And there was always like stuff to like. Oh, I don't even want to get into it. She was a weirdo. She was a definite weirdo.
But that's why while you were talking like that, I was going like.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was stronger than me.
You're not sorry.
No, I love it. Hilarious.
He's enjoying himself, and I'm going like,
what the heck?
I don't know what he's looking. He's thinking of tomorrow, Jason, already.
Yeah, I'm like, today's daily bread. Don't forget the conversation with the vibrators. Yes,
Jesus Christ, Jason, how do you put up with your brother?
That's why we don't live together.
Pretty much.
There's the difference.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So let's leave it on a good vibe.
You're gonna delete this whole tonight. I hope.
Hopefully it'll get a strike and no one will ever see that section.
Well, no, just don't even like freaking post it. Honestly. We got some music going on.
Like I said, I'll leave you on a high note. Obviously,
Well,
I'm kicking Bruce out first.
Well, I was just gonna say, don't kick him out. I have questions for him.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Remove Leo.
Okay. Well,
You guys got 5 minutes. 5-minute discussion, and then I gotta go.
yeah, that's fine. What time? You're in Montreal. You're the same time. You're 11:35 here with you, Jason.
Yeah.
Okay. Jason just dipped.
Oh, did he dip? Oh yeah, he did. I just saw that.
I don't know like what your computer sees, but my computer sees he dipped. Oh, he's back.
I'm repenting.
He's repenting.
Your conversation.
He's eating bread.
Well, Jesus Murphy, I have more questions for Jason, honestly, because we were supposed to hit the questions about the fucking economy and the world wars and everything going on here, man. I was like a little bit what I say? Disappointed a little bit that we didn't hit the hard questions.
Not gonna happen tonight, sis.
No, that's fine.
So LA, what you up to tonight?
After this,
She goes, after this, I'm gonna read my freaking Bible.
I don't have one, but
I'm ending this now. Have a good one, guys.
You know what you have to do, Jason? Is
Yeah.
tomorrow repost just parts of this stream, but where it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like at the end of conversations and they hear the vibration and what the hell? It just it'd be
It's
funny.
all over the place.
Yeah,
Think
Jason
about
goes,
it.
no, it's already. Jason goes, it's already deleted. Oh. Love you, man. Love you,
All right,
LA.
man.
Love you guys.
what are you guys gonna do now?
I'm gonna go watch Netflix.
I'm going to watch the aliens outside or start the members video, but chemtrails and tomorrow's video for the regular side. I'll be up all night.
All right. So everyone leaving on good vibes. God bless you. All right. Yeah. I feel a little sullied with those conversations. Those are thanks, guys. And press thumbs up. Up.